Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Dreaming Vortex. Thank you for joining us for an evening of Dungeons & Dragons. I'm Lola, and I will be your Dungeon Master tonight. We're thrilled to be streaming at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg. For those who are new to Dungeons & Dragons, everyone here plays fantasy characters in a fantasy universe. The 5 players each have their own unique character with sheets that tell them who they are, what they can do, their deepest secrets, and what dice to roll. They will mostly be rolling this 20-sided dice to see if they succeed in what they're trying to do. 20 is good. 1 is hilariously bad. And whilst they play their characters, everything else in said fantasy universe is played by me. People, monsters, weather patterns, you name it. Between me describing the world and story, the players describing what they want to do, and some dice rolls to keep things unpredictable for all of us, we will tell our story. And now, I will get my wonderful players to introduce themselves. Let us start with Talia. Your name, your pronouns, your character, pronouns, and little smidge about your character.
Talia, she, her, playing Daria Extoni, which actually is an anagram, so she, her. She is a renowned traveling musician who, I guess, does some adventuring on the side, and she is happily on her way home to see her wife, the most beautiful creature in the world. Where are you going? I have more pictures to show you.
Wonderful. And let's go over to Kestrel.
Hi, I'm Kestrel, a she, they pronouns, and I'm playing Cycleus, a human rogue who's a she, her pronouns. She is an ex-soldier who is looking into the adventuring life more as a sort of wind down into her more thrilling days. And she's amassing funds to create what she hopes is a lovely communal garden for her hometown.
That's so cute and heartwarming. I love. And Ali.
Hi everyone, I'm Ali. Use he, him pronouns. I'm going to play another sibling of the Oryx clan. This time Oryx Goldmane, who is a righteous paladin cleric. Someone would say that this is totally the opposite to Augury, who, if you have seen me play, you will know the context of that. He is looking around for his siblings, but he's been traveling with all these other beautiful characters. And we'll see what shenanigans he has under the sleeve.
And Niall.
Hello, it's me. I use he, him pronouns, and I am playing Tomac, Bone Grinder, Cole Ganthy, and Tomac is like he's pretty much he's like completed it in terms of like I set out to be the greatest fighter, and I proved that because I completely decimated Gladiatorial Arena, and now I'm just like looking for like, you know, to settle down, just have like a chill time. Gonna find myself the perfect partner. I've got some help from a fairy. You'll meet them soon. He uses he, they, so either is appropriate. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to playing Tomac. It's the first time playing a Rune Knight, and they are a lot more awesome than I thought. I was literally reading through it and being like, just nerding out, just having a great old time. Like, this looks cool. So yeah, very excited.
Okay, and finally, said Fairy.
Hi, I'm Nat. I use she, her pronouns, as does Amanita Shade Blossom, said fairy. Amanita is she's a little mushroom fairy, and she's perfectly sweet, and she definitely doesn't have a terrifying needle tooth grin at all, and she definitely isn't plotting all sorts of strange things under the radar, but she owes a life debt to Tomac, which is why she's helping him out on his quest for now, and we'll see what happens.
Okay, thank you, everyone. Before we kick off, this stream will run for 3 hours, and there will be a roughly 5-10 minute break somewhere in the middle. But in the meantime, here's a word from our sponsors.
We are delighted to be sponsored by Hero Forge. Hero Forge offers fully customizable tabletop minis with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. You can see all of the minis that we designed for this stream in the overlay, and they animate when we enter the combat, so look out for that. Hero Forge are fantastic, so do check out the Pro membership where you can get premium access to features ahead of time, and beta access to things, and all sorts of cool stuff that just makes your life a lot easier. And you can check them out at heroforge.com.
We are delighted to be sponsored by Ultra Pro. They make accessories for D&D, Magic the Gathering, and more. My favourite part of their collection are their figurines of adorable power. Here is their gazer. They also make other things such as deck boxes if you play Magic the Gathering. You can find all of Ultra Pro stuff at ultrapro.com.
Hey friends, check out our new sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for a carefully curated menagerie of click-clack math rocks for your delectation. Check out their entire selection at phoenixdice.com, and just so you know, Phoenix Dice are all about living gloriously in the worlds of tabletop games and sustainably in this one, which means their dice are working to be recycled, their packaging is recycled, the dice are made of sustainable materials. It's all great stuff. You should definitely get involved. You can also join us today in chat with a chance to be in a raffle and win some Phoenix Dice of your own. Just put !dice into chat and you'll be in with a chance to win.
We are proud to be sponsored by Alchemy RPG. Reimagine your gaming experience with Alchemy. They're focused on creating immersive cinematic experiences everywhere you interact with tabletop role-playing games. Playing a game, creating a world, streaming, watching live games, discovering new content. Look at all the cool stuff that they are doing there. You can use environmental motion art, scene-based music, seamless character management to run your games over the internet, with upcoming features including homebrew content, streaming overlays, and spectator mode. So go and check out alchemyrpg.com.
We're delighted to be supported by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, a Dungeons & Dragons strategy video game that brings together D&D characters from novels, adventures, and multiple live streams into a single grand adventure. Select your heroes and formation and battle through waves of monsters for free on PC, phone, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. You can pop exclamation code into chat for a free Electrum chest.
We're delighted to be supported by Neverwinter. In Neverwinter, explore and defend one of the most beautiful cities from Dungeons & Dragons' Forgotten Realms campaign setting as it rises from the ashes of destruction. Epic stories, action combat, and classic role-playing await those heroes courageous enough to enter the fantastic world of Neverwinter. Neverwinter is completely free to play, so set yourself up an account today and pop !NW gift into chat for a link to a free gift.
Check out our wonderful supporters, Elderwood Academy, who make beautiful bespoke gaming-themed gear, including hex chest dice boxes, spellbook deck boxes disguised as bespoke ancient arcane tomes, and scroll and codex dice tower and rolling tray pairings. Make your own with their online designer at elderwoodacademy.com.
This stream will run for 3 hours, and there will be roughly a 5 to 10 minute break somewhere towards the middle. We run shows on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays at 6 p.m. Greenwich Meridian / British Summertime, which is 10 a.m. Pacific Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. in mainland Britain, and 2 a.m. Tuesday mornings in Japan and parts of Australia. On Mondays, we run TTRPG streams. These can be one-shots, 4, 6, 8, or even 12 weeks long. You can always find our latest schedule at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg/schedule. On Tuesdays, we have our ongoing campaign, Fracture. And on Fridays, we have our talk show, Talk Together, and Talking is a Free Action, which lasts for 1 hour.
We are Roll Together RPG on all socials, so find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and even TikTok. Links in chat.
Thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. You can find a link in chat. Help us make our shows from just £1, $1, or $1 gold piece, and unlock more tiers by joining. Our D20 Club are fab. They've created a fan Discord for us. They've also made a wiki page for Roll Together. You can find that at rolltogether.fandom.com.
Welcome to our podcast listeners. If you also would like to listen to us via podcast, you can search Roll Together RPG on your favourite podcast provider, If we're not there, let us know and we will add ourselves to that list.
Finally, we play with a diverse group of players who play a diverse set of characters with wide-ranging sexual and gender identities. Our tables are trans and GNC positive, and we encourage and champion trans and GNC players and characters in our games. The DM and players may portray characters that are of a different gender to their own. We aim to avoid misgendering, but acknowledge that it does happen and have a company policy in place for correcting people on pronouns. If we miss an instance of misgendering, we are open to being corrected, so please do let us know if you think one has been missed. Check out !safety in chat for content warnings and some of our safety tools that we use through the TTRPG Safety Toolkit. And now, let's begin! So we come in as you all are slowly. In fact, are you walking? How are you traveling at this point in time? You've just spent time going through the High Forest by the Unicorn Run path, but how have you been traveling?
It's fun that you mentioned unicorn because Oryx has a steed. And I imagine that it's a beautiful unicorn with this golden mane that is larger than life. And it's been pulling this fancy cart, but it's not fancy as in big or as in luxurious, but it's fancy because all of us have been painting things on top of it. Some of them just don't make any sense. Some of them are just like rainbows or like things that has happened to us, but it's like really, really customized to us. And in one of the corners, you can see a family of little kittens, which Oryx has named all of them, which is stupid because all of them has the name Oryx, but they have different colors in the little manes.
I want to clarify, Ali, are these kittens like actual cat kittens or are they Leonin kittens?
Leonin kittens.
Are they Oryx's babies?
No. Like the siblings, but like in baby stages. Yeah.
Okay.
It's very cute. And Oryx on his steed. What does? How is he arrayed?
What do you mean?
What does he look like?
Oh, so it's a unicorn or Oryx? Yeah, sorry, I described the unicorn. Oryx doesn't.
I mean, you can
matter.
play. You can like retcon everything and play a unicorn.
So the unicorn is pulling the cart, and on the reins is Oryx and the front of the cart. And Oryx is this not so tall, but like sturdy leonine with really yellow, pale mane or fur. But then he has tattoos all over that shine bright like a diamond in golden tones. And this Prince Charming mane that flutters with the wind. And yeah, that is Oryx. You can see that it's been a couple of days since they've been having like proper sleep or proper accommodation because the tips of his mane is starting to split.
Split ends?
Oh
no, split ends on a mane? That sounds like a little bit of a nightmare.
You know, Daria noticed that and has been tending very thoroughly to anyone with some very good conditioner. We must all look our best. Whatever your best is, up to you. You know, I'm not going to... You get to feel your best.
I imagine it's been a little bit difficult because the Unicorn Run, whilst a lovely winding river, this part of it is quite muddy and not very good for washing it, as it were.
Just a lot of mud masks. It's really good for the skin.
Excellent. And is this one such time that you've been cleansing, trying to extract from those gremlins from the pores?
Just a nice little kind of nose and cheek thing. She's slightly pale, so she burns very easily. So just, but it's all very like elegant shapes, making sure that it just looks, nice if we're going to go and meet anyone on the road. And she's just mostly just kind of lounging at the front of this carriage cart, just, playing some music, thinking about some songs, trying to work out, if there are any flowers or things that might be good for any tonics, hair conditioners, deodorants. So she can just go and talk to Amanita and go, is that one useful? Is that, she doesn't know everything. No, Sam.
The answer is always yes, regardless of whether it's a positive use or a negative use.
Ooh, I wonder if Daria has fallen afoul of that at some point on your journey.
Not enough that she distrusts her completely. I think she's worked out that a couple of them were possibly pranks.
Right.
There's been the odd funny tummy along the way.
She's good natured to go, and she doesn't distrust about it. She will learn that she will kind of maybe get a feeling about exactly how pointy that smile is before she actually believes that. But it's worked out mostly so far. So her hair is actually, her tresses are very well, very shiny at the moment. Everyone's quite coiffed, just pinned up in a nice kind of bun at the back of her head just so it's out the way. Clothes are relatively fresh. Just making a good presentation of herself. She just kind of lounges at the front, just, playing heavy instruments and just thinking about some nice little ditties as we go along.
Yes. And speaking of dodgy tummies, I think perhaps... maybe a day or so ago, a night or so ago, was a night that Psyche didn't cook. And
I don't
know, do you all regret it?
I have since decided that through rain and thunder, through hunger and famine, no matter how tired I feel, personally, it is worth pushing myself maybe to spend one extra night cooking just so we don't all black out again. So
it was one time you all said that the mushroom stew was delicious. You all had a fabulous time. I'm sorry that you don't remember it, but it was great.
I mean, when you're
Psyche,
out in the wild,
you have a wonderful singing voice. You don't even know it. Oryx, the backflips that you did.
I appreciate the vote of confidence on our part, but when you're out in the wild one time with like a deadly snake or a hungry owlbear is enough to get you permanently put to sleep. So we've got to be careful with our one times.
A vote no on the hungry owlbears.
Oh, you have to be very careful.
Owlbears. Talking about owlbears, looking at Bone Grinder. Bone Grinder, have you ever done an owlbear?
Bone Grinder is this 8-foot-tall, bronze-skinned Goliath with completely bronze metallic skin, and etched into because he's wearing like ceremonial gladiatorial costume, so he's got like a helmet and like a shoulder pad, but otherwise think like, what was that show called with the Australian guys? Was it literally called Gladiators, where they were all just like sexy, sweaty men, just like with all their clothes off? Was it Gladiators?
I think
there was a show called Gladiators that was like the
Romans, that kind of thing.
No, Gladiators was the one with the battle sticks.
Yeah.
There was one with Jai Courtney. That's as much as I remember. Is that Jai Courtney?
Was it Man O' Man?
No, I'm going to have to get it up because it's doing my head. Jai Courtney. If I just Google Jai Courtney, it'll come up. But essentially, that's like the vibe
Okay.
And he just looks down. I'm getting Jai Courtney up now. Sorry. He looks down.
For those of you in the chat, you can also look up Jai Courtney yourself in this short period of time that Niall looks up Jai Courtney.
I will find Spartacus. He was in the TV show Spartacus, which was literally about gladiators getting it on. And that's where Tomic's from that world. And he looks down at Oryx and just says, yeah, I've definitely fucked an ogre or two before in my life. Like, he's totally fine though. Like, they're actually very tender lovers.
I'm pretty sure he did say owlbear, not ogre.
Oh, yeah, no. Not an owlbear. Owlbears don't really have the same kind of sentient consciousness that it takes to woo that an ogre does. Like, an ogre, you actually have to be like, look, maybe you and I can have an evening alone if I give you this skull. Whereas an owlbear doesn't really talk common. That's the main issue, I reckon.
So the language, not anything else.
There's a language barrier.
Well, they're also beasts, so they don't understand.
You can speak to the animals and I can translate for you.
I feel
we'll have to give it a go then if there's any owl bears around and you can say, hey, don't eat us. Because that's what Sykes worried about, right? I don't want to put words in your mouth, but that's what you're worried about is if you're getting eaten by owl bears, right?
So I'm going to enact silent time for the party, everyone. We're going to travel for the next hour in total quiet.
I'm cool with that. I'm actually fine with that.
Talbot finally consented and just to spend some time with me, and it was the beginning of the most epic romance with the most beautiful woman in the world.
For now.
Forever.
Mine'll be better.
I
think as that happens, your cart is you're leaving the edge of the forest, and you see. I mean, okay, of course it takes an hour, so maybe there are more conversations. Maybe the silent
we have to have an hour of
actually.
Listen to Mother Psych and be quiet.
Sorry, I apologize to the audience and to my fellow players. I will never ask those questions again.
Yes. Okay. As you leave the forest and come out by the path, you see the first town in, what's it been? Maybe a week or so? And maybe this is the opportunity you've been waiting for, because I know you said come rain or shine, storm or thunder, but it would be nice to have a proper bed and a nice meal you didn't have to cook that doesn't take you on a trip.
Just a very private sigh of relief as we see this place we're coming upon.
And as that sigh of relief comes on your face, let us know, what does Psyche look?
Yeah, so Psyche, dark-skinned, pushing mid-30s maybe. She wears the wilderness on her in a lot of what she wears. So she has this light gear, your standard leather armor, boots, trousers and what have you. But she's got this furred cape on with bramble and leaves stuck inside of it to sort of help her blend into the environment. She has her hair in braids that she's tied back into a ponytail that also similarly have twigs sticking out of it. So she does not look like someone who should be in a town without going to the nearest shower immediately, but she does blend in fairly decently with the forest and the bushes and whatever have you.
Of course. Unfortunately, we are heading into town. And I guess, where is Amanita perched on the carriage as we start heading through? Well, I guess it's a bit curious because these first buildings are a little bit dilapidated and a little bit burnt down and construction, and there's possibly what used to be a sign, but no, it's further over. It's just in the distance. It's fine.
Okay. Well, I think throughout the journey, Amanita's taken turns in sort of flying next to the cart, like darting out into the nearby woods and back again just to see what's nearby and sort of half scouting. Sometimes she'll be perched on Tomac's shoulder, I reckon. There's been other times where this is an important question that we didn't clarify early on. Ali, what is the name of your unicorn?
I will let you know in a few minutes because I obviously have that name on top of my mind.
Sure.
Is it not Oryx? Like, surely the unicorn is also called Oryx.
I will let you know.
You have a think. I think Amanita has a love-hate relationship with this unicorn. I think, I think there's been times where she's been like sat on Tomac's shoulder, just like there looking at this unicorn going, stupid unicorn thinks he's so pretty with his glowy, gorgeous mane and his pretty flowing in the breeze hair. And then other times she'll like fly and sit on top of the unicorn's head, like holding onto the horn to scout ahead. Because she can fit, because she is a fairy, so she's only like a foot and a bit tall. She's got this sort of grayish, pale, creamy grayish skin that's definitely it's just permanently clammy. It's just got that kind of sheen to it, just a little bit of like not quite right feeling to it. And she's got these dark green eyes that don't really have pupils, sort of messy, curly, purpley grey hair, and these big horns that come out the front there. It's really hard to tell whether it's a headdress piece or whether they're actually hers. And this dress that sort of looks like it's made just almost out of her body in this sort of mushroomy, twisty shape. She carries a staff that is much bigger than she is. There's sort of like twisted.
How big?
I mean, it's probably just shy of a meter. So it's
okay.
It's nearly 3 times her size, I guess.
She must be very strong as well.
She's not too bad.
For Tomac.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And she's got these sort of needly teeth that people don't tend to see too, because she's very small. But when you catch sight of them in the light, they're pretty nasty. So I think as we're in town, she will have forgiven the unicorn. Are we ready for the name of the unicorn yet? Just a bit longer.
Blueberry, but double O.
Blueberry, BLOO.
Oh, blue. Okay.
Blueberry.
Blue.
That's Blueberry from New York.
Yes.
Blueberry.
Blueberry, not Blueberry. Okay. Blueberry it is. GOOP berry.
Blueberry.
Okay, and as you have possibly spent some time perching at the head, so you are, well, would you be the first to see it? You're in front of everyone, sort of, but you see the sign for the town coming up ahead, and it's called Wildren. It's just this nice little town that is just outside the forest.
It's called Wildren, everyone!
Yes, thank you. I mean, at this point, everybody should know that Oryx doesn't know how to read. So
it looks a bit shite.
Only there is some drawings or we've been here before on the device.
I will have you know that other than those burnt buildings that were a little bit before, you pass them now. Everything is wonderful and cheerfully done. There's lots of love and care on the rest of these buildings. It's a mixture of stone and wood, nicely built, and lots of detailing in the coppice and thatched roofs. And it's a wonderful little town as you come further in. I mean,
fair enough. Then Tomac would be like,
what are your passive perceptions?
17.
14.
Another 14.
15.
Oh, sorry. Did you say, Anita?
Oh, yeah, a 17.
Ah, yes. Okay, so both you and Psyche, like, eagle-eyed among you, and obviously probably because you were paying attention and looking out first, you see that these buildings, whilst lovingly taken care of, perhaps they have been carefully repaired also. Maybe this town has seen some things in the past. But everything is taken care of. Everything is wonderful now. And the path ahead of you is wonderful and smooth. The car is rolling over it nicely. And there is not a single bump in the road. And you hear the sounds of laughter and cheerfulness bubbling up ahead. As you come into possibly, I guess, what can you see? It's looks like the town market. But to note that as you enter town, you're starting to get the first hints of twilight.
Oh, that's nice. Everyone, it looks like these people might be able to take care of themselves. Like if they faced off against some nasties that have destroyed the town, but they've rebuilt it, then maybe they don't need adventurers, and we can actually just maybe we should pretend not to be. Maybe we should pretend to be normal people.
We tourists.
Yeah, and then they could look after us. Well, don't put yourself down, Tomac.
No, I mean, I'm better than normal. Like, I'm like the greatest fighter in all the land.
Why don't you put yourself in their shoes for a day?
But they'd be too small.
But try. I could make you small. Would you like to be small?
Not really.
Okay.
I quite like being high up. It means I get to see everything. Like, back there, everything looks shite. But actually, once you get into the middle, it's not too bad. But no, I refuse to make myself any smaller. I will take up space. It's part of my affirmation.
Come on.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
And he stands like broad. They just stand with their legs
in
broad.
the cart?
Just as it's rolling.
No, outside it, just like legs spread.
Okay.
Like
Okay.
doing like the old fists on the waist.
If you're
Just
doing man spreading, I'm gonna
Oh, yeah.
cut your head.
Not on the car, off the car.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to druid craft a light breeze through. Do you have hair?
No.
I mean, this is someone with the very tall, very bronze skin, like literally bronze.
Yeah. It's literal blonde.
Yeah, this is true. Okay, well, no one can notice that there's a light breeze rippling through your hair, but you know it's there.
Oh, I think it probably. I think it probably affects Daria a little bit with like maybe a couple of those tresses come down from that carefully prepared bun.
It looks exquisite. Everything always looks exquisite.
Of course. And then you continue down and enter the market square, where I guess it was bustling. It is still quite busy, but it looks like people are beginning to pack up and like putting away their wares. But everyone's very jovial about it. But so it's probably just time to start packing up, and maybe you can get supplies and everything you need tomorrow. Or...
Daria, quick! We need to get some mud mascara and something for my hair. Please help me.
Oh, I will make sure we put that on the list. Do you need now or tomorrow? Because I've got the last of my supplies we can use, just a little bit, just to brighten up.
So you
I think I want a full thing tonight.
Full thing?
Yes.
Okay, is there a place where I can get a full thing?
Would you like to make a perception check for me?
A full thing.
Yeah.
Welcome to the full thing store, where we keep everything in full, just for you.
Cosmetology look. I can't read.
We have thingamajings. We have whatchamacallits.
Who's it? Some what's
That
it?
is
Galore.
a 24.
Oh, very nice. So, Daria, you are completely eagle-eyed. When it is in your wheelhouse, you are like on it. That's the first thing your eye goes to. There's an apothecary and cosmetology shop, just like slightly round the corner, but you see a little bottle of cosmetics on the sign, and you're like, there, I'm there. So would you like to?
Our destination has been found. Let's go forth into magnificence.
I want that Siri on my sat nav.
Blueberry rears, and we start moving to the shop.
Yes. So you reach the apothecary shop. There is a little stall outside it, actually, and you see two wonderful centaurs outside, tending to. Well, at this point, one of them is packing away. The other is kind of looking over, but also looking back at a book in her hands, and is looking over, being like, "I should help, but it's a really good part." I'll help in a second, I promise.
Hello, good evening, my wonderful compatriots. It's lovely to meet you. It's lovely for you to meet me. My name is Daria Extonier, musician extraordinaire, and here is my wonderful companion, Oryx Goldmane, and the rest of my wonderful musician party. There's
it's wonderful to meet you. I'm packing up now, but I guess, I mean, are you heading on through town, or will you be staying? Because we have lots of things to. What are you looking for?
Alex?
True love.
Well, I mean, I can't offer you that.
No worries.
Well, you know what though? There was telepathy. Did you have anything in one of your books about one of those? No, you know what? I'm making it up on the spot. I have no idea. I can't remember what you were talking about. Honestly, sometimes I don't understand.
If you're thinking of a true love potion, that's not how Tomac Bone Grinder Coliganthy rolls, okay? It's got to be fully consensual.
No, see, that I did, it was, honestly, it was that. I was thinking about a true love potion. But,
Shame on
you asked for help with
He's
love.
always just shaking his head at the back.
I've learned one thing by traveling with Tomac. It's that you can't charm people into sleeping with you. It's not right.
No, absolutely not.
You also learn about that, how to use the sausage roll.
Yes. You put them in your mouth and you don't hit people with them.
Perfect.
Yes, absolutely.
On that note, could we have maybe some kind of beautiful, have you seen Tomac's muscles, something to just buff them up a little bit? Oryx is looking for something just to condition the ends of his mane, a little bit of a scar to brighten the eyes.
It maybe.
Right. At this point, she is still putting things in boxes and is looking at this point, starting to look a little bit harried. Like, yes, we'll definitely have something for you, but perhaps not now. I can definitely work on something in the morning for you, but not right now. Now's a bit late.
I think they're closing. Like, I'm going to be honest. I think they want to go home. I think we should let them.
I thought I would ask, in case we're going to be making up my debut performance in this town. Might companions want to go and display themselves beautifully. If there was anything that you hadn't packed,
I mean, there's this. It's very good for and spots and just kind of brightening the complexion. And
Oryx does have spots.
they're barely noticeable, darling. They're barely noticeable. It's just been all the time on the road.
Oryx tries to look for a
But
meal.
honestly, if
you can use my axe for reflection.
if you are going to be making a debut before, I assume you'll be staying. So, do you have somewhere you're staying already?
I mean, not yet.
Do you know of any sort of spa that could sort of solve this, please?
We don't have a spa.
hot springs.
I have been telling Calathi that that is something that we should look into. But honestly, there's not much call for it in a town this size. However, there is the inn. There is the inn. It is. Oof. It's okay. It's one of these things. It's not that close to the square. But if you head down, oh gosh. Yes, so head down that way, and then and make a left, and then another right, and it's just a wonderful. It's a big building, lovely and bright, but they'll have rooms for you. I just need to finish packing up. I'm so sorry.
What's the tavern called? Before we go.
Yes. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. It's the Gilded Horn. The Gilded Horn. It's it's just down the way. Sorry. I'm just a little busy, and I promise I will see you in the morning, and I'll be able to help you with everything. We've got so much, and you know what? You could check out Calathi's bookshop. It's just there as well tomorrow. There's lots in town, and if any of you were to glance back at the square just behind you, you would see that pretty much everyone is also packed up. Okay.
Can I? Oh, sorry, go on.
Mm-hmm.
I think while that was happening, Oryx will just free Blueberry from the reins and step back and telepathy. I can speak with telepathy, just to say it's time to be to be a little bit of a mess. And what this means is that Blueberry is going to run away and slightly kick some of the boxes that these people is packing, so they have to spend more time to doing it again.
Oh, Oryx is
Make Blueberry roll for disruption.
It's supposed to be honorable.
I thought you were the chaotic.
I know. But Oryx wants to know what's going on. What do you want me to roll?
I mean, I don't know if your steed has stats. Give me. Sorry?
It's a horse.
Okay. I know, but does your horse have stats? I can't find. Yeah. Okay. What is a disruption still? Is it
like a little back kick?
Okay. I'm gonna. Let's call it sleight of hand. Horses don't have sleight of hand. I have no idea. Give me a straight D20 roll. We'll call it disruption. I'm making up new stats here because that's how I roll as a DM.
Not so good. A 6.
Okay, so as Blueberry goes to kick, I think Calathi, like out of the corner of her eye, just glancing out from the book, sees it about to happen and reaches out and grabs the box and is like, "Oh, watch out there! Like, you, be careful."
Good reflexes, really nimble. This, Blueberry's been a little bit,
I like it.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. It's.
Okay, well, you might want to stable your Blueberry. Okay, you might want to stable, and the stables are, they're by the end. So if you head on there, and at that point, Calathi closes her book and helps. I mean, they are well versed in the situation of a many-hooved creature, given that they are both centaurs. So they're very good at keeping an eye. So they both finish packing and they go into the apothecary behind the stand. Yeah, go ahead.
Could I have made an insight check? Because that's weird that they are that stressed out about finishing on time. Like Tomek gets, working all day and just before you close, customers come up and they're like, "Can I have some makeup?" But he doesn't get this, he's turned around and everybody's packing up. There's something off, right?
It is getting dark. Do you know many night
but then
markets?
there's also getting dark and jovially putting things away, and then there's please leave. please leave. So I'd just like to make an insight check just to see whether or not he picks up on anything.
Yes, please.
What's a 17?
Okay. I think with that, Oh yeah. It is written all over their faces. Arian is the person you have been talking to is Arian. Arian is very harried looking, is very, seems to be very concerned about making sure that they're packed up before. Well, whilst all of this is happening, you can see that she is glancing at the sky, and as it's getting darker, so you can intuit that perhaps it's something to do with it getting dark in town and needing to be packed up before it's full dark.
Whilst Tomak is having a little thing, I think Amanita will have spotted that Oryx is trying to get Blueberry to cause a bit of chaos, and that Calithe seems to too easily have got things under control. So as they are about to head back into the apothecaries, she will have just and if you will allow, oh gracious DM, can I cast infestation without harming them? I just put a flea on them?
Yes, of course.
Can they please make a con saving throw?
Oh no. Okay.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Killing commoners.
No harm. No bitey. Well, a little bit of bitey. What? I think in surprise, one of the boxes gets dropped, and you hear shattering. Oh, dear.
And yes, and Arion is like, well, there goes. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Is looking around.
Are you okay? Can we help with that?
No, you know what? It's absolutely fine. It's absolutely fine. It's nothing. It's
no. You dropped something. Why don't you? Why don't you tell me what's up? You seem scared. We need to be packed up. It's the end of the day. I'm really tired, and I just want to get home and get inside and have dinner. It's just and is sweeping or kind of pulling everything together. Doesn't have a broom and is lifting that box carefully, hand underneath, and is kind of shoving it inside and kind of goes, "You all best get to the inn now."
I'm gonna try and help them and try and get everybody moving. I'm gonna be like, all right, guys, I think it's time where we should all move.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Were you trying to help Calithe and Arian, or were you trying to help the?
Because they clearly need to be back in before it gets dark. Everybody else is clearly. We've been told to go to the tavern, and I'm just gonna start moving literally picking people up because I physically can. So I think I'm just gonna grab Oryx and be like, all right. Let's just get a grab to Daria and be like, all right, let's go. And then just start just shucking away.
I just want to fully express how my sympathies for her companions and just the respect I have for anyone working customer service just with the power of my gaze.
Yes. Wonderful. And I'll see you in the morning. I will have what you need in the morning. But right now, I'm very hungry, and I'm not great when I'm hungry. Bye! And shuts the door in your faces if you're still there.
Given that...
What were you going to say?
Sorry.
I just said I don't like it. What were you going to say?
Given that we don't have a horse anymore...
wait, what happened to Blueberry?
No, Blueberry is there. It was
I think it was just left. Yeah. I think
yes. You made Blueberry run away.
Run away, yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess
Oryx will push the cart, but let's leave that open. That I can communicate with Blueberry as long as it's 1 mile a distance. He's gonna stay around to see what's going on.
Okay.
Oryx will push the cart.
Note to self Blueberry voice.
So if we have any questions, I think we can ask them at the inn. That's where people will still be active. We can ask them there. And also, I really want a bath. And then to meet some new people and have a meal that Psyche doesn't have to cook so that she can rest. And then another bath. And then we can have more questions and then more bathing. But I think we should go.
How many baths are you going to have?
As many as I need to be clean.
But
One.
Your fingers will go all wrinkly. You won't be able to play your lute.
I have multiple instruments and multiple moisturizers. I will be fine. Let's go.
Okay.
I had thought for 1 second that
Why
you
does
were
it
going to
need
say
to
I
be
have.
moist after a bath?
So keep walking.
Oryx pushes. Like there
I
is
thought
no
you were going to say
There's
you have
no
multiple instruments and multiple methods of playing them.
That as well.
She's versatile, you know?
Absolutely.
I played a lute with my teeth before. It was fantastic.
Quite a show.
Wonderful.
Amanita will just be flying as we're walking towards the tavern. Amanita will be flying. But like, you know when children sort of sit on the floor with their legs straight out and like arms crossed, she will be flying next to Psyche, but in that pose. Just like sort of sulking.
I don't like this. Do you like any of this? This is suspicious, right?
Psyche has just a whole bunch of like berries and fruits that she has collected while everybody was talking to the shopkeep. I'm sorry, what? Yeah, no, I don't like any of this.
Were you paying attention at all? Focus! You're supposed to be our gracious leader. Come on.
I am diligent, I am hardworking, and I would never, ever, ever lose track of what is happening. But just so that you understand what's happening, I think you should tell me, just so that I know that you've been paying attention.
Sure.
I'm just going to druidcraft some of the berries to taste extremely sour that she is eating right now.
So, like, just tell me. Just tell me what it was that happened, so that I didn't know that you were paying attention.
Okay, sure. I was paying attention. I was paying attention to the 2 centaurs that Daria talked their ears off about some kind of creams and lotions and grooming to get Oryx looking beautiful, even though he doesn't need it because he always looks beautiful. It's disgusting. But they were trying to close the shop. But Daria kept pushing and asking for more. And then they got really stressed about wanting to close the shop. And it's not just that we were being pushy customers. There's something wrong, Psyche. Tomac saw it. Tomac did an eyebrow thing. And then he they lifted the other 2 out. How did you miss all of that?
Like I said, I didn't miss any of that. I was here the whole time. But I think you might have a point. It's sort of strange how there seems to be some wear and tear on some of the buildings here, and that a lot of the other ones are very well coated. So perhaps, even though we are going to be resting tonight, we should take care to keep an ear out just in case something happens.
Great idea.
I just have to say for the podcast listeners that Psyche has been wonderfully miming the, it's been a beautiful facial journey of picking up a berry and staring at it in hope, but also trepidation, and taking a bite to see if it is just that little bit too sour after a little bit of druidcraft.
She's developing a new taste for these now.
Yeah.
No, I think Well, you know what? Good job noting down everything that has happened. We'll be keeping an eye out tonight, just in case.
I'm just going to flutter over to... Oh, no, sorry.
Would you like a berry?
I'm good. Thank you.
I'm going to flutter over to Tomac's shoulder, but you're going to get like one of your little twigs that's in your hair is just going to pop a mushroom.
As you move away from that Discord to see them pushing the cart, Oryx pushing the cart towards the tavern, which...
I've got 20 strength. I should.
I mean, you could have just been walking next to it. And is anyone still in the cart at this point? Or did you all get out? Sure, it's fine.
I've got back on top of the cart now.
Okay.
I'll give Oryx a hand, and I am doing as Amnia said. One eyebrow raised the whole time, thinking.
Okay, so you approach the Gilded Horn. It is it's quite a large building for a town this size. It's not huge. I mean, okay, so you can't quite see the town's limits from like the other side of it, for example, but it isn't huge. But it's quite a large building for a town this size, and there is, as mentioned, there are stables next to it. Unfortunately, Blueberry is nowhere to be seen. But it is wonderfully lit up, and there's some music coming from inside. And it seems like... Well, I mean, there is the odd patron kind of coming and going, but yeah. Do you enter? Would you like
just
some
a
forward?
quick question?
Yes?
The patrons that are exiting,
Mm-hmm.
well, even the ones that are entering, do they seem like they're doing so at a bit of pace? Like does everybody seem like they're kind of like, night's coming, let's get a move on kind of pace?
Okay, the people that are entering, they're kind of strolling in a little bit nicely casual, because
they've arrived where they need to be, yeah.
One or two people that are like leaving, they're kind of you can probably I'm going to give it to you for your previous kind of, it's like you probably see them all as they step out taking a glance at the sky, but then waving back and shouting back to their friends and saying, good night, we'll see you tomorrow.
Cool. All right, I'm just noted.
Okay.
Which he shouts out loud. Just randomly as he's pushing this carrot.
Yeah.
Noted.
Yes, you see the kind of darker skinned, pointed eared person that just came out of the inn look at you slightly weirdly and then rush off to a building that is just down the road.
Reasonable.
Yeah.
It's a reasonable response to that.
Is there anything noticeable about the sky?
They're relatively well dressed.
The sky. Sorry.
Oh, the sky. Sorry, I thought you said this guy.
This guy. What do they look like?
Yes, the sky is relatively well dressed. The sun is
looking dapper.
Yes. Oh, the sun is so dapper. It's got this beautiful, what's it called? Beautiful ruff of oranges and purples as it tends into twilight and it begins to sink below that like wonderful horizon and gives you that glorious yellow gold color as it disappears.
My favorite kind
well
of stuff.
Dressed. Yeah.
Fully dressed, ready to get nude.
There's just a little moment where Amanita sat on Tomac's shoulder. She just watches she was looking suspiciously at the sky because everyone's been looking at the sky. But if I can't see anything unusual about it, just as the sun is getting to that place where it is like pre-twilight golden hour, I think there's just a moment where there is just a bit of iridescence about her and she sort of looks a bit like, like it's just that, that's what it's like at home. And then it disappears.
I do want to look at this guy.
Okay. Yes.
I want to have a look at the patrons coming in and out. I want to see if I get a vibe about, who frequents this place, maybe what their tastes and interests are, just like, as if you're gearing to things as a musician, kind of doing some crowd work, so getting a vibe of the people.
Okay. Let's see. This is where I'm like, why don't I have a character sheet or stat sheet in front of me right now? Because then I could be like, roll me this. Can you give me a... Gonna be an insight, but I'd love for you to add... Are insight and perception the same skill? I can never remember. Very bad.
They're both wisdom.
Same wisdom.
they're both wisdom.
Both use wisdom, but not the same skill.
Yeah. I would love you to give me a... an insight investigation check, because you're paying, if you give me the insight and then add your plus for your investigation, you're very knowledgeable and very good at ascertaining the dress, and you're very good at sizing up the patrons and whether they will hand over that dosh.
Whether or not they'll rub their fingers and knuckles together.
Yes.
I'm gonna cast guidance.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So add something else to that as well. How much?
D4.
Okay.
Okay.
So it's insight plus my investigation.
Yeah.
Gosh. 29.
Oh, lovely.
Yes.
Love that. Love that. So, okay. This person, this dark-skinned elf, possible drow person, it's very well dressed. Very well dressed. They have this lovely little pocket watch hanging from a little pocket on their waistcoat, which is nicely adorned. I guess they're very well dressed, but that seems to vary from patron to patron. It seems like it's an inn that welcomes all types of people, because some of the others you see are distinctly a little bit rougher in dress, but perhaps like sleeves rolled up, just the kind of classic kind of work shirt that perhaps might have a stain or two, but it's pretty serviceable, and very efficient trousers, as it were. But it's all types. There are some people in dresses that maybe one or two of them are really nice and have a little bit more detailing, very fancy. But there's someone that is also in a dress that has this apron on that looks to be covered in a little bit of flour and so on. So all types.
Okay, so middle classy.
All ranges, middle class.
Yeah.
Class, yeah.
Welcoming, not too bougie, but some finer things. So I meant a nice little range of different family ditties and a bit more kind of a couple of sagas, maybe reduced. Cool, fantastic.
Okay. And as Daria fluffs her hair on, I'm assuming someone else has got the door for Daria to make her entrance. No? Yep. Oh, okay, Oryx.
True ally. True ally and a friend.
Yes. Oryx throws open the door.
Vortex makes an entrance.
Absolutely.
To announce the showstopper performance of the night.
Oh.
We are here. Be prepared for the one and only Daria.
Woo.
There are a couple of people at tables. They've all gone silent as this entrance has occurred, and
will have druid
fact,
crashed
you know
over
what?
the
No,
breeze
what?
in the hair again.
Instead of me rolling, would you like to roll me a performance? Like it can be with advantage because that is some prime assistance from RX, but
30.
okay.
Boom.
Okay. Okay. We are just getting high with those rolls.
Bard in the building.
You, Oryx, throws open those doors, and as this lighted room comes into focus, it's almost like that twilight and beautiful array of rough around the sun highlights you in this way that, like, your hair is glowing. It doesn't matter that you still have that little mud highlight because it works. Your hair with that little breeze from Amanita just kind of flutters a bit in that breeze, and it's almost like it frames the face. A hat sits very jauntily, and you have put quite literally your best foot personage forward, and everyone in this inn is looking at you in mixture of awe and excitement, enjoyment. Like even the lone lute player in the corner has paused to go, oh, well, I guess I should get, and has made spotting some of your instruments, I'm assuming you're carrying one on you, has made to get up and get off the little stage in the corner.
Oh, my darling, sit down. I'm here to say, how about some duets? A lot of things work better with multiple instruments. And I heard you were very good.
Well, thank you. There's this little person, this little gnome that has this tiny little lute, and it's like, well, thank you. I mean, of course, but I'm not sure I'd be quite your caliber.
I play music for all the people. It's the only way to be. Welcome, open, music from every single genre under the sun.
Okay. Would you like to? We'll check, watch, and go. Oh, you know what? Let's do a duet then. Do you have a song in mind? Do you want me to just try and pick it up?
Do you know Fortune's Son?
Could you just what are the notes to that?
Key of D modulates into an F major, then into an A flat, harmonics, and then back down to a D again.
Oh, okay, yes, I think I can do that. We'll tentatively pluck at the lute, and we'll look at you in this kind of mixture of awe and am I doing it right?
Wonderful, perfect, fantastic.
Oryx will cast guidance on this poor guy that maybe she did on their pants. Oh, well, this individual, yes.
Oh no, yes. Yeah, I don't know if it will help. I mean, you doubled their score.
Wow.
Yeah.
So there was a natural one.
No. It was a 3. It was a 3, which is now a 6. Okay. It's they get into playing it. They're trying very hard, but they also they're not looking, and maybe accidentally catch one of the strings, and that's a little bit, and they're off tune, and they keep trying to play because they're like, oh no, we don't want to let you down, but it's not the best. They're like, I'm so sorry.
Believe. If you don't believe in yourself, believe in me. I believe in you.
Thank you. I think though, I need to spend some time to repair this, and you know what? Perhaps we could do another duet tomorrow.
Absolutely. Oh, what's your name, my darling?
Oh, you don't need to know me, but it's Tonson. It's Tonson. I mean, I'm not known anywhere outside of Wildren, but I've just been playing for a bit, and I'm sort of good at, like, I mean, I promise I'm better at it than like you just seen now.
The wonderful Thomson people. I'll have to go and just take a little bit of a break. They'll be back tomorrow, all fresh and fancy.
Yeah, there is a mixture of looks from the rest of the patrons in the inn. There's some kind. There's like some like understated clapping, or like that kind of soft, gentle, yes, we're proud you tried kind of clap. And there is possibly a little bit of a snigger from another gnome in the corner who Tonson runs over to with their loot. And there's a little quiet conversation that happens there. But so you've all come in. Daria has strode in, taken over the situation at on this like little makeshift stage in the corner. What are the rest of you doing?
I think the first instinct is to go to Daria and just sort of like reassure, hey, look, that wasn't you. You were dealing with a session musician who wasn't as experienced, you know, better luck next time, you know?
It's trying very, very hard. Tomorrow will be better, but I thought I just might help make some good vibes. So if people want to ask questions, you can go, oh, I'm with her. And there's good vibes for questions.
Okay.
That sounds very good. And I'll just sort of start to shuffle in and see if I can find like just a regular to speak with. Someone who looks like they like frequent town or like live here, so we can start getting an idea of like, hey, what's up with the sky and why is everybody leaving so soon? Also,
okay.
Anybody got something to drink around here? I'm on my vacay.
I mean, so if you're wanting a drink, and possibly that meal you've been, I don't know, dreaming about not having to cook, but having well presented in front of you, you might want to go and see the bartender or the innkeeper.
No, it sounds like Sykes full already. She's been snacking.
It's true. It's
this
true,
is
though.
The one day I get when no one, I will stuff myself silly if I need to.
There were some good berries, is all I'm saying.
They're an acquired taste. You know, my own fault for picking the sour ones, I guess. I thought I was more experienced in that, but you know, you make a mistake. Yeah, I'll head over to like the bartender, and I'll invite anybody else over who like wants to just sort of like start to get their bearings here as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have headed over to the bar with Psych as well.
Okay, great. So this very tall orc greets you at the bar and says, "Oh, welcome. What can I get you?"
Question: Is this bar person taller than Bone Grinder?
No.
I mean, how tall is Bone Grinder?
Bone Grinder is a Goliath, so they are 9 foot tall. They're like the tallest Goliath you've ever seen, which was still the smallest out of his brothers and sister.
Okay.
Great. Otis will go and say, I think he's taller than you, don't you think?
What? To me about the orc?
What? So, sorry, you said that to Rothu, the innkeeper, or are you saying it
to Bone Grinder?
Oh, okay.
Tomek looks down at you and says, "No, he's very clearly smaller than me. No offense, friend. There's nothing wrong about being smaller than
taken. I'm not that concerned about my height, but okay. What can I get you?
Can I have an ale, please? Psych, what do you like?
What do I like?
An ale for my friend's side.
An ale for the first time.
Okay. 2 ales. I see that there are a couple more of you.
Yeah, ale.
An ale for everybody. Okay.
I feel like Daria and Oryx don't drink so much alcohol because it's not good for the skin. So I will go like a mocktail or something like that.
Mhm.
Do you have a non-alcoholic ale?
The word when you watched you.
Sparkling ale.
Sweet jam juice, really, really good for you.
Right. Well, we don't really have. Sorry, I have no idea where this accent is going, so I apologize to everyone listening. I definitely got the ale. Wheat germ juice might be a bit of a child. We've got, you know what? Actually, we got some really lovely some. Will any veg do?
Sure.
Do you have a grinder?
Yeah. Well, I don't, but not like in front of me. But my partner can go and do it.
Just give me 3 empty cups and that's it.
Oh, okay. Gisbeck, if you could, and this little gnome runs up from the back room and like grabs some things off the thing and says, "Oh, okay. Where are you sitting?"
At the bar.
Wow.
Oh, okay. And we'll hand these up. And will you be having well, we have a special, like, I'm assuming, do you want to eat?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, well, I will get that for you. It's just, it's a little bit of a limited menu, but it is very good.
That's fine. Just one for all of us. In fact, can I have 2?
Right. So just 1 plate. No, 2 plates
One per.
for all of you?
One per. When the rest
one
of them
per.
aren't sharing.
So they can have 1 each. I want 2.
Right. Okay. That will be. And Gisbeck will pipe up and be like, just make it like 20 or no, 10 silver. 10 silver.
All right. I put down a gold piece. And I'll just say, keep the change.
Isn't that an exact? Yeah.
But if you have any rooms going for the night, probably with a bath, doesn't have to be very clean, but probably with a bath, then we'll take those as well.
Oh, okay. That will be. How many of it? We'll kind of count you all.
I don't count. I'm very small. I don't need my own room.
Oh, okay. So you'll be sharing
Amanita
with one.
stays with me. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay, so 4 rooms then.
Yes.
It's a gold per room.
Keep the change. Slams down 5 gold pieces in total.
Okay.
I think, sorry, just don't mind me, but if I play some music, just keep it entertained, would I be able to go and get my room and some food for free?
So I mean, we do already have Thompson, and
But now you have the fantastic Daria Extoni here. I mean, you heard her, right?
Rotha will look down at Gisbeck and kind of shrug. Gisbeck will be like, look, okay, I know that it wasn't very good, but Thompson is my cousin, so like I don't want to make him feel any kind of way.
Delightful. And if I was given a room, I would be happy just to, with some fantastic skills, and I'd be ready to give maybe a couple of private lessons.
Like, okay, I mean, I suppose, I mean, we can negotiate that with Thompson later, or maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Yeah. To be fair, it is getting a little late. Right, I will get you your food.
In Orcish, just before they leave, in Orc to the Orc, hoping that they speak Orcish. Just a judgment on my part. Tomic's going to say, what's with all the it's getting late and things going wrong? Because I'll be honest with you, your whole town is really strange about things going to bed late, and outside your town looks a bit crap. Is that because somebody came and crapped on it? If so, I'd prefer to know now before I go to bed, because if there is someone crapping on it, either I'll deal with it or I'll move on. So could you please tell me?
Rotha will look at you, kind of a little bit like, how dare you say my town is crap?
No, just the outside.
Right. No, it hasn't said it, but it has given you that look. And it's like, okay. We're just a town of early sleepers.
Don't lie to me. It's gonna slam his hand down on the bar and scream, don't lie to me.
As Oryx noticed this sort of interaction, is like, oh, what is going on? I'm gonna cast Son of Truth.
Okay.
So everybody,
make a roll.
I guess
I'm not resisting. Is that okay? Like, if I just don't resist, if I'm like, allow it.
So who are you catching in it?
It's a charisma 13.
Okay. Oh, okay. So, okay. You...
Do the rest of us have to roll as well?
Oh, if you choose to resist, or you...
So, Bone Grinder does say no, that I never target my companions, but he still always tell the truth, thinking that he is subject of the spell.
He just doesn't lie. He doesn't believe in it. He doesn't see the point. They grow up honest.
Okay, well, I see that you're one of those magic users, and that's all well and good, but we are a town
cast
of
magic.
early sleep. No, but Rothu has felt that magic has been cast.
It wasn't me?
Yeah, but...
No, that's fair.
Yeah. And like that's all well and good, but we are a town of early sleepers, and I'll get you your ale and your food. Feel free to take a seat. In fact, there's a table over there. Feel free to have a seat and eat. Don't stay up too late. And I guess we'll see you in the morning.
You can't just say that. No, you can't just say that. They're running away.
Ignoring you.
No, you can't just say, have a good night. Go to bed early. All right, guys, look, I didn't tell, and this is in common, I didn't tell you because I didn't want to worry any of you, but these guys are acting real weird about bedtime.
No shit. I don't like their attitude. I'm just going to throw another flea at the orc that went down the corridor.
Are you sure they maybe just have reasonable working hours?
No.
And also, sleep is good for the skin. Look at us. We always got to bed like 10. Perfect skin.
Yeah, and make a perception check for me, Oryx.
Oryx is always looking at himself.
Okay.
Perception.
Disadvantage. It's self-imposed disadvantage.
Well,
yeah.
12. Oh, look, me.
I mean, you don't have to look very hard. Everyone has beautiful skin.
Look at them. You see? Maybe we should maybe you should go to bed.
A good cosmetologist and an early night, unless you're having a very intense jam session.
You can have all the baths you like. I don't buy it either, Tomac. How do you feel about me going to go and find a rat or something to talk to? They might be more willing to tell the truth.
It's a sad day when a rat is more truthful than an orc. And I'll go and follow Amnita, just shaking my head in disgust.
So,
but I will say to Amnita, as we're leaving to find this rat, I will say, I do want that food though.
Well, yeah, we'll talk to the rat and then we'll come back.
All right, great.
So,
Like, you are in charge of watching our meals, and you will not eat them. You understand?
Sorry, I just... Listen, everybody's speaking so loudly in this inn, like I can barely hear what you're saying right now.
I shout really loudly. Don't eat my fucking food! If you eat my food, I will do stuff that is not appropriate to say out loud in a crowded area.
But it'll be consensual because that's how Tomac rolls.
No, it's not going to be good for you. That's how Tomac rolls.
Getting some mixed messages here, I think. What I'll do is I'll watch the food, and if it doesn't arrive when you get here, then can we just wait a bit longer? That's fine. I wouldn't have eaten it.
Just don't fucking eat it.
Okay.
Don't fucking eat it.
Okay.
So whilst you've been having this little dust up at the bar, like Rothu would have switched back to common to basically say, eat your food, drink, and we'll talk in the morning maybe, but don't be using magic in my inn. Like, as you've had that little discussion at the bar, like the rest of the patrons behind you, they've all seemed to have kind of finished their food, and it seemed like a relatively hasty exit upstairs as well, with the odd person like having dashed outside.
Can I, while we're waiting for like...
Oh yeah, sorry, you wanted to talk to someone. I apologize.
Oh, no. I mean, the interaction with that was basically what I wanted to do anyway, to ask about what's happening. But
Scream at a bartender.
Maybe a bit more polite. I mean, on other service workers. But I do want to like keep an eye on the windows if there are any down here, just to see if anything abnormal takes place outside while we're waiting for everybody to like reconvene.
Okay, so it's not quite full dark yet, but it is getting darker outside, and there's not really anything. Like, I guess a couple of lights have gone on further into town, but like through the windows, it's not.
For the most
much
part,
is happening.
I'll just be keeping an eye out. But that's about it.
Of course.
Watching that food.
Yeah. Yes, and Gisbeck does bring it. And it takes a couple of turns. Ruthu has, I think, decided doesn't want to interact with you lot anymore. But Gisbeck does bring a couple of trays out. And it does look like a wonderfully prepared meal. There are these wonderfully arrayed, will you all be eating meat dishes? I guess there is one special. So there's some wonderfully arrayed, like perfectly browned chicken legs, and there's a nice like root vegetables and everything else. You do have all of your ales, and like there's a lovely gravy kind of next to it with a mound of beautifully roasted and crispy crackly potatoes with like just a dusting of salt on top of them. On every plate. You have two, though those two that come together do look just that little bit smaller than everybody else's.
So first of all, as the plates come in, I'm gonna cast Detect Poison. Or what? Is that the name?
Poison and disease?
Yes. Just to be sure that there is not a cold trying to eat our brains or whatever.
Okay. I mean, do you cast it?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. All of this food it's perfectly safe. It's perfect. Like, you get the idea that whilst they're not too enamored of you as customers, they do pride themselves on their food.
First timers. For sure. They're not gonna die to poison in a pub. And the second thing is, did they bring the empty cups or tankards?
Yeah, so Gisbak had already kind of put those at the bar for you because Gisbak had kind of run out.
I would have come to Psych and Daria to see if we have some sort of combination of berries and fruit that we can sort of create like a smoothie or like something, like non-alcoholic. And I will look around if there is some like leftovers from another cocktails, like 3 little umbrellas. So we make it a little bit more like tropical.
Mm-hmm.
I just pull out a collection of different kinds of berries. I found these ones a couple days back, which are like nicely aged. These ones I found just like earlier. They're really, really sweet. Careful of this pile. I thought these were sweet. Really, really sour, actually. But it could be like really nice.
I feel like I want a deception check from Amanita. Oh, wait, are you there? You're not there?
No, I've stormed out.
No. Have you actively left the inn, or?
I'm scared to say yes
rats.
now, but yes. I'm on the lookout for some kind of small creature.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be a rat.
Helping.
Okay. So once you have stormed out, and you are inside enjoying this or making this new concoction at your seat with the food arrayed in front of you, you both wind your way out of the outside. And Gisbek has given you a look as you left, but just kind of shakes their head and ignores. But yes, so the streets are pretty quiet at this point. Like, there are some lights that have gone on. You can possibly intuit that it's just to help light people's way home. But yeah. Would you like to roll me an investigation check as you look at, unless you want to make a case for nature, see if you can ascertain where these kind of creatures would be in town?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to make a case for nature instead of investigation.
Yeah.
Or even perception. Am I allowed to perceive? That would be if they're just running around in the open, I guess.
Whichever is your better stat, but tell me what you're doing that influences why there's this stat.
Did you say, Tomac, you're helping?
Yeah, if that's all right. So whatever you're doing, I'll just try to bring my own wily ways. If we're looking for something small, I'll probably just tell the story of 1,000 squirrels, which was an old story from my childhood, and it's full of lots of knowledge about squirrels. Because 1,000 squirrels. Oh yeah. So essentially, Rathrapor, my great grand auntie, went to a little bit far out of our general mountainous region, and that's where she came across a tribe filled with 1,000 squirrels. And that's the start of the story.
Okay.
Stop.
And as you're like, are you listening with just kind of like the one ear, but like eyes to the ground and?
So Amanita's I think she's gonna fly up a little higher so she can sort of perceive and look a little bit further, like round corners, can have a better view of things. And she is sort of like listening to the story, like, yes, we're not in a town where there is 1,000 squirrels because otherwise we'd see them already. But sure. But is really picturing these squirrels, and hoping that this story will draw any small creatures to us. That is an 18 total.
Okay. I hate to say it, I don't think you find squirrels.
That's okay.
They're not very
few.
They're not very prolific within the town centre. In the forest, you just left, absolutely. Here, though, you do find some of the rats you were looking for. There is the odd rat and mice, but they're not that close to the tavern or to the inn. Unfortunately, it took a really good hygiene at the inn.
That's surprising. Not sniffing around the back. Fair enough.
No.
Well done.
Pretty good hygiene. So it's taken you a little way round to find them, but you find like a couple of them just kind of nattering away and like picking at what is the remains of possibly a fruit stand or something.
Cool. I'm going to cast Speak with Animals. Using my staff, actually, the staff just gets like a ripple. It's like a white wood, but it just gets this kind of ripple of like an orange mold, just kind of, and then disappears again into it. As she casts it, and she's going to fly down. Hey, friends!
Oh.
Hi.
So they all pause and look at you and go, oh, hello.
Hi. What you eating? Is it good?
Oh, it's fruit. It's tasty, and it bursts in the mouth, and it's very good.
That sounds delicious. Do you want some more?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I'm assuming. Now, please feel free to say no, Psych. At some point, I would have liked to have stolen a couple of your berries.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, great. Okay. I will present this handful to the mice.
Oh, thank you. And like a couple more kind of come out and like I don't know if it's just a single berry or several, but they're all picking at them. And it's like, sour, tasty, sour.
What do you want them to taste like?
Oh, I don't know. Just food. Just tasty.
Do you want them to taste like the first springtime after a really cold winter, and it's just rained, and there's like that wonderful smell in the air?
There's a slight glaze that comes over like their eyes. I'm not sure.
Try it.
What that tastes. I'll take a bite and go, oh.
Great. So I was wondering, friends, if you could help me at all, because all of the humanoid people around here are a little bit strange. Have you noticed that?
Oh, I guess I haven't lived anywhere else.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So they have good food. They have tasty food. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good. Oh, this is my friend Tomac, by the way. Come over, Tomac.
Oh,
don't be scared. He's very
big.
Don't be scared.
And
He's
there's
very
like a slight scattering, like away from Tomac, but from Tomac's foot, just kind of, and then we'll kind of, as you stop, we'll come a little bit back and just around you. Oh, tell Tomac to be careful.
Yes, Tomac. In common. Don't be stepping on them.
Why would I step on them?
They just wanted me to warn you because, you're very big and they're quite scared.
Yeah, but you waved me closer. Like, I was fine stood over.
Okay. Well, I wanted you to feel included, even though you can't speak to them. Anyway.
All right, I'll bend right down so like my face is like in the conversation with the rats and with Amanita, but I have no idea what's going on. So I'm just there.
Eyes get bigger and the noses are like.
Now, I want you to know his feet smell cheesy, but they are not edible, okay? I've tried. So don't try it.
There is possibly one mouse that has gone for like a tentative lick, but as you say that, we'll back away. Sheep is, well, she kind of mousily.
Yeah. Okay, back to business. People all seem very afraid of the night here or something. They don't want to get to bed really early, and they keep looking at the sky.
It's so good because they leave food out, and and it's all very quiet, and we don't have to worry.
Does anything happen?
It gets a bit glowy, but it's all very tasty food out and very quiet.
Blowy or a bit glowy?
Glowy.
Glowy. Oh, what kind of glowy?
Not food glowy.
Have you
Worst kind of glowy.
Stupid non-food glowy.
Have you ever snuck up at night when they're all asleep and stolen food from inside the houses?
No. What? But there's food right here.
That's true. No, that's fair. I just wondered if you'd snuck into their houses and seen if they were doing anything weird while they were sleeping, because they seem obsessed with sleeping.
You know, I like outside.
Okay.
It's quiet.
I'm going to convey all of this.
It didn't used to be so quiet, but it's quiet now. And I guess the before, not me before, but like the person that made me said that it wasn't so good, but I don't know what they were talking about. Sorry, I don't mean person, I mean mouse. or parent. Yeah.
But for a mouse, another mouse is a person.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Well, how long ago, I appreciate this might be in mouse years, how long ago did the quiet time start?
I don't remember.
Was it before you were born?
Yes.
But you remember it being quiet, or did your parents tell you it used to be not quiet?
Oh, they said it used to be not quiet, but I don't know what they're talking about.
Okay.
I'm going to convey all this information to Tomac and be like, you got any other questions? What do you think?
Ask them whether or not the glowy thing is scary to the rat, or if it's quite calming.
So as you continue this conversation, I'm going to take us back to those at the inn.
Mm-hmm.
We've been having a conversation about every single skincare vitamin available in those berries. And I think Oris has overshared that he's been having issues with digestion. So if there is any berry that helps with that, please let me know.
I mean, these are high in sugars, but I mean, if you eat a really, really bad berry, that could help. Like, it might make the problem better, or it could really make the problem worse.
Anything fibrous? Maybe some more vegetables rather than berries.
I mean, what's your diet been like recently?
As you say that, and you said you were keeping an eye outside, you'll notice that it has got full dark, and those little lights that were kind of out that were on outside have now gone out. So it is completely dark outside. Oh, is it? There's sort of something glowing in the distance outside.
And so, like, you want to hold that thought. I will actively go up, go to the window, and just try to get a better look from inside to see what that might be.
Does sight changes expression? So Oryx gets ready. Like, I have you back.
Yeah, I'm gonna follow them and just kind of get ready.
Yeah. The rest of the inn is empty, so it's only your table that has been eating it.
Grab the mocktail as I go.
So as you look outside, it's almost like something is kind of slowly. It's like there's this shape and ball of something that is growing and beginning to take form and shape. It's amorphous in nature, and you can't quite make it out. And at that point, the two of you, Tomac and Amanita, outside, you also begin to see these glowing things begin to appear and take shape and take form. And that is where we're going to go to our break.
Yay!
So it'll be about 5 or 10 minutes, and then we'll come back and carry on with our story.
We are delighted to be sponsored by HeroForge. HeroForge offers fully customizable tabletop minis with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. You can see all of the minis that we designed for this stream in the overlay, and they animate when we enter the combat, so look out for that. HeroForge are fantastic, so do check out the Pro membership where you can get premium access to features ahead of time, and beta access to things, and all sorts of cool stuff that just makes your life a lot easier. And you can check them out at heroforge.com.
We are delighted to be sponsored by Ultra Pro. They make accessories for D&D, Magic the Gathering, and more. My favourite part of their collection are their figurines of adorable power. Here is their gazer. They also make other things such as deck boxes if you play Magic the Gathering. You can find all of Ultra Pro stuff at ultrapro.com.
Hey friends, check out our new sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for a carefully curated menagerie of click-clack math rocks for your delectation. Check out their entire selection at phoenixdice.com, and just so you know, Phoenix Dice are all about living gloriously in the worlds of tabletop games and sustainably in this one, which means their dice are working to be recycled, their packaging is recycled, the dice are made of sustainable materials. It's all great stuff. You should definitely get involved. You can also join us today in chat with a chance to be in a raffle and win some Phoenix Dice of your own. Just put !dice into chat and you'll be in with a chance to win.
We are proud to be sponsored by Alchemy RPG. Reimagine your gaming experience with Alchemy. They're focused on creating immersive cinematic experiences everywhere you interact with tabletop role-playing games. You could be playing a game, creating a world, streaming, watching live games, discovering new content. Look at all the cool stuff that they are doing there. You can use environmental motion art, scene-based music, seamless character management to run your games over the internet, with upcoming features including homebrew content, streaming overlays, and spectator mode. So go and check out alchemyrpg.com.
Pick up your gear and open your chests. Throw on your armor and head out on a quest. Hey, hey, it's a brand new day. On the Sword Coast, your allies will help with blades and bows and magic as well. Hey, hey, heroes on their way. Fighting together against overwhelming odds. Fighting together in favor of multiple gods. Idle champions of the forgotten realms. Idle
We're delighted to be supported by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, a Dungeons & Dragons strategy video game that brings together D&D characters from novels, adventures, and multiple live streams into a single grand adventure. Select your heroes and formation and battle through waves of monsters for free on PC, phone, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. You can pop exclamation code into chat for a free Electrum chest.
We're delighted to be supported by Neverwinter. In Neverwinter, explore and defend one of the most beautiful cities from Dungeons & Dragons' Forgotten Realms campaign setting as it rises from the ashes of destruction. Epic stories, action combat, and classic role-playing await those heroes courageous enough to enter the fantastic world of Neverwinter. Neverwinter is completely free to play, so set yourself up an account today and pop !NW gift into chat for a link to a free gift.
Check out our wonderful supporters Elderwood Academy, who make beautiful bespoke gaming-themed gear, including Hex Chest dice boxes, Spellbook deck boxes disguised as bespoke ancient arcane tomes, and Scroll and Codex dice tower and rolling tray pairings. Make your own with their online designer at elderwoodacademy.com.
Hello, everybody. We did just take our break. There were shenanigans, as always. And I hope some of you spent some time working on that little anagram that Talia wonderfully handed us. Oh, no, I don't mean players. I mean, you could have. You could have. In fact, you should have. You should have. Have you all fallen down and let wonderful Talia down?
I found a 5-letter word. Hang on. Okay. Is her name Dirty Ron?
No.
Right, never mind.
It's not extraordinary, is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
I didn't even get through typing it.
Cheating.
Well, no, I typed it out.
Oh, just typing it out. Okay, yeah.
And then as I was trying to think of words, it was the first one that came to my head.
Well done. Though, I didn't actually set that as a thing. Talia did drop it at the start, though, so...
Do I get, bonus points? Is that,
No. Well, you know what, Talia, does Tomek get any kind of boon from your character?
I will give him an extra bardic inspiration.
Oh, kind of have to be in the same place though. No, you could have done it before before they went outside.
Well, thank you very much. Very generous players and DMs all around. Extraordinary, one could say.
The best thing about my bardic inspirations is that you can keep using them.
Love that. Okay.
Reusable.
Amazing.
I assume if it fails.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if it doesn't, if your roll fails, but you get to keep it for another time, but it's still within the span of 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then, so I can absolutely read.
Don't worry, it's a bit tricky for me sometimes as well.
Timing is flexible and fluid.
I think it's typically 10 minutes, so we'll say that. But yeah,
taken and the bardic inspiration has never lasted that long for me.
Well, then I guess I'm just being generous. I don't know, but where were we? We were
the floating lights.
Back at the conversation outside with those little mice, just before those lights begin to those like little things begin to glow.
Yes. Okay. So they've not given us any particularly useful stuff apart from the glowy light. The glow is not an edible glow, so it's not a good glow.
I have two more important questions to ask you. One, Tomek here is looking for the perfect person to be the love of their lives. Have you in town come across the perfect person? We'll find him tomorrow.
The mouse will look up at you, look at the other mouse across like I mean, this is my perfect person.
Oh, that's nice. But we're looking for his perfect person, not yours.
Oh, he's too big.
Okay, fair enough. Okay, and I don't like the look of that glowy thing in the sky. I have one more very important question to ask you, Mice, before we go. Now, consent is important. I just want to ask, I won't do anything while you're still alive, but you've been so helpful and lovely to us. How do you feel about when you die, dedicating your body to become mushrooms to as a sacrifice, as an honor to bringing around the resurrection of the demon queen Zuggtmoy?
I just want to. We'll pause before taking another chomp of one of the berries that you had. I don't.
No more use for the body.
I don't plan on dying soon.
Sure. But when you do, how do you fancy it? She's great.
I don't plan on dying soon. I don't really understand what you're asking.
Okay. Do you want to become a big mushroom mouse? When you're dead.
Can my fellow can we eat this mushroom?
Sure.
Okay. I mean, if it just helps if it helps our children in the future, then fine. And we'll pick up the berry with. The mice do this? I'm just going to say that they will pick up the remains of the berry, and the rest of the mice will also kind of front paw, like maybe push some berries along and go to a quiet corner, still happily chomping away. And for you, though...
Well, as they agree, just a couple of Amanita spores just kind of turn and catch in the light and just kind of up their nose as they are inhaling and scurrying away. As they have consented. And she's going to turn and look at the glowy thing and say,
yeah, I really don't like the look of that.
And is just going to have this ripple of black mold is just going to all across her. As I'm just going to activate my symbiotic entity because I don't like the look of that.
Very nice. Very nice. Very nice. And as you look up, there's one glowy thing that begins to take form. As before, I said it was getting bigger and the glow was brighter. It's almost like those lights that I guess you didn't really notice go out because it was still kind of bright. Because there were more of these glowing things appearing around you, and it almost feels like the quietness in town feels just that little bit heavier. And I would like you to both give me a roll. Make an intelligence save.
Intelligence save, you say?
Yes, please.
Against being poisoned? No, I'm joking. It's a respectable 10.
Okay.
Also respectable 13.
Okay.
Bardic is... Did you use?
Oh yeah, you did have a bardic.
Thank you. What level? What D
What
is
dice?
that?
To the 8, I think.
Yes, D10.
1d10. Ha ha. Sorry. Ha ha.
Nice.
6. So what did I get? 16.
16.
total.
Okay. Well,
A more respectable 16.
in that case, these things begin to take shape. But tell me, Amanita, what? It feels like something has reached into your head and wrapped its hands around. I'm not sure I would call it a memory or a dream, more your worst nightmare. What shape does it begin to take?
Oh, interesting. I think it's a feeling of isolation and loneliness, feeling disconnected from the mycelial network. The Feywild turned barren. Essentially, there's no lush green grasses. There's no gorgeous pink sky. There's no mushrooms anywhere. It's like not even enough that fungi can survive. It is just like sand and dirt and
so
beyond death.
As you feel this pulled out of you, this town, in your view, begins to change shape, and it almost feels like, oh, we're home again, but the mushrooms have, a bit like the, I think they're called death caps, they've all melted, but even the ones that aren't death caps, they've all melted and disappeared, and poof. And the trees that were so lush and vibrant and in fantastical colors and everything, it's all grey.
Is Tomac still there?
Sad. And I don't think you can see Tomac, though Tomac you can see Amanita, but with this slight kind of glaze over her eyes. But you can see almost this featureless creature that is morphed from this blob with long clawing hands in this amorphous shape, but reaching towards Amanita and has kind of clasped their hand in front of her face.
Can I slap their hand off? like get off.
So they haven't actually touched Amanita.
Oh, but
it's
like,
just right in front.
Like a kid reaching for like a snack. Just like, no.
And
Oi, not yours.
As you do, that kind of creature whips its face towards, well, it was featureless, but as it whips its face towards you, it's like it takes on these kind of almost, these deep sockets and this really like wide featureless mouth with these teeth that seem to like grow in at points almost out of nowhere with mist coming off them, and it snarls at you, or it doesn't really snarl. It looks like it's snarling. You can't quite hear it. It's almost as if it's giving you this feedback in your head, and it will reach to try and slash out at you with its claws. And if you roll initiative for me,
Yeah.
whilst we kind of float back over to past many of these other shapes that are beginning to take form. Some of them are actually quite pleasant. There's like a bowl of flowers. I don't understand. A lovely meal on a table somewhere. But then there's also this hulking creature that is walking through town, padding through town on these awful, like, I don't know how to describe it, but these clawed and elongated hands walking through town, walking all the way towards this inn where we see Psyche and Oryx at the window with Daria just behind.
I will take Oryx by the shoulder if I can, and if Daria's near us, just like try to push us below the window so that it can't see us if it even has like eyes with which to perceive. Just sort of whisper, hey, so I'm just starting to notice that like Tomek and Amanita aren't here with us. What is that thing?
Okay, just a quick side note. Can you also roll initiative for me? Sorry. Nat.
Yeah.
No, Nat. So you two have rolled initiative. What are your initiative scores?
23.
Oh, very nice.
10.
Okay. Okay. Right, so you've carefully pushed everyone down. Are you still peeking out the window, or
Yeah, I wanna get like another look at it and see if I can tell if I know what this thing, like if I've ever seen anything like this. No, I don't. Or if I might recognize this.
Oryx might cast guidance and says, take care, please.
Okay.
I want
So
to
sorry.
my little side drum and just start tapping out very quietly, but it's like a little hypnotic. It was not a hypnotic pattern, but I'm going to tap out as like a counter charm pattern. So it's something just for us to concentrate on.
Yeah, of course. So as you
Mood
watch,
music.
as you watch this creature come towards the inn with its weirdly articulated shoulders that are kind of hunched, like front shoulders that kind of hunched and like horned and lumpy across its back and like spiked tail. Can you make me an intelligence saving throw? I don't know if guidance works on saving throws. Just
Is it?
What?
does guidance work on intelligence saving throws?
I thought I did. Or is it only ability and skill checks?
I think it's
On any D20.
Is it against a charm effect
No.
at all? No. Okay.
Without any, just the intelligence save, that's a 15.
Okay. So it remains this. I mean, it's not great, this creature, but it doesn't change. You see this creature kind of stalking towards you and come up right to the window of the inn. And as it begins to get closer, you kind of see this snout begin to form with those kind of same like sharp curved over teeth, and it kind of gnashes at the window and then turns and stalks past.
So do the Jurassic Park raptor like
Yeah.
like breathe on the window?
Yes. And it's almost like you don't hear it, but it's almost like it's in your head, that kind of style as it stalks off with its weird kind of articulation and weirdly moving joints, and you can see in the distance, I guess, also those nice things, but also more creatures that are a little bit like this, but not at all at the same time. Do you want to go find the others, or?
Well, I actually wanted to ask real quick. When I had to make that intelligence save, did I feel anything like happening to me, or was it just like, would it have just been like a quick like whatever?
So it felt like something was trying to worm its way into your head.
Gotcha. I will warn the other two about that. Okay. Try not to look at these things directly, especially if they come towards us. I felt like something was trying to like hold my brain with its hands, and I didn't like that feeling. So just, but we should probably try to find the other two if they're still out there.
Do you leave the inn?
Give me a second. I'm gonna cast Detect Evil and Good.
Okay.
So that is 10 minutes, but in 30 feet away from me, or like 30 feet sphere, I can detect aberrations, celestials, elementals, fae, fiend, or undead.
Okay. And what's the distance on that?
30 feet sphere.
Okay. Yeah, there's nothing. It's almost like none of these things register on that for you.
Pass that information is like, okay, there is something really weird going on. My spider sense doesn't detect anything. And I'm gonna, before we leave, communicate with Gloopberry. Gloopberry, are you fine?
I forgot that I needed to do a unicorn
I think
voice.
Gloopberry could be a little bit like Regina George from Mean Girls.
So do it. Do I remember Mean Girls?
That vibes.
This is going to be the worst impression because I do not remember it, but I'm going to channel my inner mean person. Yeah. Yes, Oryx.
You see anything? Is anything?
I mean, there's some glowy things. I don't. Are you not seeing them too?
Yeah, but I don't want to see them directly.
Why are you asking me?
Oh, you know what? I'm done with you. I'm gonna.
Rude. See if I come find you tomorrow.
Okay. Gloopberry is being Gloopberry, so I think it's better if we go and find the others. Yeah. I stay in the back.
I will probably advocate for us to stealth out, just in case.
Okay. As you leave, if you're leaving, can you also roll me initiative?
Okay. 16.
Okay. 5. Oof.
Classic cleric.
Oof. Oof. 7. 7? 6. 7. I can't add.
Oh, yes, we're muted. 7.
Yes. Okay. So 7 for Daria. And yeah. Cool. Cool. I guess that brings us to the top of the round where we see Amanita in this space.
Interesting point of contention. I guess technically this thing, because I'm in some kind of vision, I can't see the creature.
You can't, no, but you can see this space, this empty nightmare of the Feywild, of home that is not home at all.
I just wanted to check because my halo of spores activates as a reaction, but it's when I can see something, so I have to actually notice it happening. So I just wanted to make sure. Yeah, so I think she has properly started freaking out and has sort of realized where Tomac should have been, and he's not there, and is just sort of going, no, it's not right. What have you done? I'm going to cast Detect Magic.
Okay.
And I'm just going to start looking for any trace of magic whatsoever in this dead wasteland.
What's the one that's like mind magic?
Either illusion or enchantment.
Yeah.
Oh, is it psionic? Oh, no, fair enough. Yeah.
Yes. So, you feel like it's this You know what? Make me an intelligence saving throw to see if you can pass this correctly.
Okay.
Given that you are still under the effects of it.
Ooh, okay. That's a 16.
Okay. So, you, whilst casting this, you realize that it is a form of psionic enchantment almost that has you under its spell, that is designed to scare you, and as you feel that, you kind of snap out of it a little bit, and this vision kind of begins to blur around the edges again, and little bits of the buildings and everything begin to fill in, and you see this creature thing in front of you with that kind of claw that is swiped across and towards Tomac.
Right, okay, so that's my action was Detect Magic, so I see that it's sort of shifting, and she kind of shakes and shimmers a bit, and you can see the spores around her, which are usually invisible, turn again, but there's like the whole field of them. What's the range on them? It's a 10-foot radius around Amanita, just sort of I know it's night, but everything sort of turns darker and looks a little bit heavier and more dense as the spores just sort of like they go grr.
So I guess what seems to happen is, as you let out this kind of cloud of spores,
it's already there. It's all that is there around her, and it's just that it was technically when she activated the symbiotic entity, they would have done this, but I'm just for flavor. It's happening now.
Yeah.
So it's just area around her is slightly darker and denser, and she's going to spot this sort of shifting half shape that she can just about make out, and I'm going to cast Shillelagh as a bonus action on my staff and point at it and go, "You stop that!" I'm just going to fly over to him, but that's action.
So it's right in front of you still, because you're.
Okay.
Had you come up, or were you down at the? Were you still down by the ground?
I was still, because I was with the mice, and then I just turned, so I was still sort of on ground level, really.
Okay, so it had come down to your level to kind of grasp at you, but when Tomac had attempted to swat it away from you, it had lifted up. So it wasn't looking at you, except now it is. It's almost as if the face that had formed in front of Tomac is split and is now two-headed, and it's also looking at you, and it is going to first it's that claw that it took away from Amanita was going to try and slash out at you, Tomac. I'm assuming a 7 doesn't hit you. Yeah. No. That's fine. So I think it realizes it can't get that grasp on you. So that second face at Amanita almost kind of rushes towards you and like goes to like clamp down on your head.
Uh-huh.
Wow, I need to get rid of these dice. Because I don't think a 5 will. I don't think a 5 will do anything. It's almost as if that same thing is kind of tried to grasp at your face, but like as it grasps at your head, but as it does, it just kind of fails to get anything, and it's just these teeth right in front of your face.
Was that technically its turn?
Yes.
Or was that like a reaction? Okay, great. as a reaction, now that I can see the thing, my halo of spores is going to glomp down on it. Could it
Of course.
make a con saving throw?
Absolutely. I'm going to change the dice.
No, keep that one. Keep that one. Go on. Keep it.
I mean, it rolled better. It did roll better this time.
Ooh.
It is only a 7, though.
No, that will not pass. I mean, the halo.
But it was a 7 on the dice this time.
Okay, that's good.
Instead of a
That's good.
3 both times.
So answer. Okay, that's not great, but every little helps. So the spores around this kind of face, also arm thing that's in front of her, will glomp onto it and start that sort of again that black mold ripple that sort of necrotizes, or is going to try. So that's 4 necrotic damage as it sort of like kind of creeps across the face.
As that happens, and where the spores begin to touch it and kind of necrotize it, it seems to like eat further and further into this thing as it disintegrates. But you can see around you all of those other blobs that looked, some of them that looked like nice things, some of those all turn to you and begin to advance.
Yeah, you want some? I'll take you all on, you bastards!
Okay. And it is now... wait. No, you had a 7. Sorry. It is Syke's turn, I believe. Because you had the 16?
Okay, so I would like to... I assume I know what Tomac's footprint would look like, as opposed to like most other people we travel with, or just most other people around us. So if I could use like a survival skill to see if I can find the direction in which they went as we are starting to try to move towards them.
Okay. Are you sorry, you did say you were going to move stealthily.
This is true.
Yes. Can I get a stealth check from all of you, but can you also give me that survival roll as well?
Okay.
I said that I was going in the back because I rolled with disadvantage, so just not to give them disadvantage.
Okay.
That's a 21 for my stealth.
Oh, lovely.
And a 15 for the survival.
Okay. What the rest did you get for stealth?
8.
Oh.
I got 16.
Okay. You know what? It doesn't matter that you're at the back, because, I mean, it's pretty good. Pretty good. You're on par, except the one person that is used to always being the biggest and the loudest and the brightest in the room. But, I mean, you do kind of see the path that Tomac took. It's just between you and Tomac, and there are a lot of these creatures that have just kind of turned to look at you now. And that one that had just stalked past has flicked its tail with the spikes kind of hitting against the wall, not going through. Can't work out what just happened there because it didn't really connect with your brain, but it's turning around now.
Mother instinct kicks in. I put myself between the rest of the party and the side of us that has the most of these creatures, and I'll just say to them, like, when you get the chance, just try to get past them. And I try to point out the path, like, that's where they went off to. Those two would do so much better at protecting you than I can right now. And that'll be my turn.
Okay, that's your turn. Then it was Tomac's turn.
Okay, quick question.
Yeah.
When I swatted it, did my hand go through it or did I hit it? Did I make contact with it?
You don't really know.
Can I Can I take an action to try to figure out whether
you don't need to take an action for it. You can just make a free roll. You can make a free roll.
Yeah, I just want to check if this thing's real. So I'm just gonna like shove it, like just to see if this thing's even real. Just be like, it's not even like an aggressive shove. It's just like a, what the fuck is this? And it's like just a hand goes out and tries to touch it because he's not scared of it. He's like, big teeth, doesn't make any sound. Look, if you're gonna try and scare me, make a noise or something, you know.
Of course. So the one in front of you has been disintegrated and eaten away by Amanita's spores. So I'm assuming that you go up to.
Oh yeah, I guess that one's destroyed. I think I'll just turn to Amanita and just be like, something's really weird. Like, you're muted.
I am loving the expression and everything.
It muted me. First it enchanted my brain and now it took my voice away. No, you're telling me. It made all the magic go away. Don't worry.
I don't think it did. I just think that it did something to you. Look, do you want to jump in my shoulder and we can just meet up with the rest of them? And then I'll just triple in size as I become a large creature using my bonus action.
Already 9 foot. How tall are you now?
I'm 9 foot, so I guess becoming a larger creature, I don't know how tall that is, but pretty tall.
Okay. Surely if you triple in size, that's bigger than a large creature.
Yeah.
Well, maybe double in size, but a double in size, and I'm a large
18
creature.
foot. Oof. Well, people, like, you know how we love people that are tall? Snap Bone Grinder up now, right?
Now you're going to find out why my name's Bone Grinder, and not because of all the sex, it's the other reason.
Yes, so as you... Do you pick Amanita up?
No, it's an offer. It's, like I've told Amanita before, you can't just go around doing what you want to people, all right? Unless they're trying to kill you, then you can kill them
It's trying
first.
to kill me.
She looks like she's ready to just whack it with her stick.
I'm gonna double in size, be like, look, you can either jump on my shoulder or not, and then because I'm so big, there must be one. I've got a halberd as well, so I've got a 10-foot reach.
Sure. Yeah.
I'd just like to, not aggressively at all, I'd just like to poke one and just be like, hey, excuse me, what's going on? Could you explain to me what's going on?
Is it a magical weapon at all?
No.
Okay. So it just kind of goes through but doesn't disrupt anything. And it doesn't talk to you.
Doesn't say anything.
It just begins to do the same thing that the other did and grow that face that's horrific and like gnashing of teeth with zero sound. Let's wander over to Daria.
Very weird.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Was that your turn?
Yeah. I mean, I'm not using my action to do anything other than try to investigate what's going on. But I guess I'll start walking over to the tavern to meet up with everyone else.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure they can see you at this point. Like, you've grown a lot. And it's like, oh, well, that work that I did to look for them. I could just see Tomok. Right, so Daria, what I would love for you to do, my darling, is probably the reason why you were a little less stealthy was because you didn't take Sykes' advice and you looked right at one of these things. Can you make me that intelligence save?
Cool, and it's not charmed, so it's just straight.
No.
Cool. That cocked, sorry. Oh, that was not good. Okay. That's a 6.
Yeah, that isn't great. So you feel like almost this kind of vice grips your head and begins to pull out your worst nightmare. What do you see take form around you?
I see Telrin, telling me that she's just had enough of me never being home. And
and there are tears in her eyes as she says this to you, as the kitchen that you're never there to have dinner and eat with her at begins to take shape and fill in those little corners around you. You're never home. You're always traveling, and it's too much.
I can stay. I don't have to. I can. There's taverns and bars. I could play here. I could stay and I don't know. I could learn to be a baker.
I wanted that from you. I don't know. How long have we been together? 6 years? I wanted that from you 6 years ago. 2 years? I think I am done. And you have those glazed eyes that Amanita had briefly. And you're kind of frozen in place as that scene is playing out in front of you.
So do you like my freedom? Sorry.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Ali's
it is now your turn.
From this.
Sorry?
Ali's taking seconds.
Ali's taking seconds.
That is a good reminder, actually.
What? What?
I was supposed to roll. You take 12 psychic damage.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was devastating.
Was I supposed to?
So it's at the beginning of your turn, but I kind of let you say, it wasn't at the beginning. You know what? It was at the beginning of your turn. And you took 7.
That's fine.
You took 7 because you rolled up to save afterwards, but yeah. Yeah.
I am visibly very, very physically hurt.
I am so sorry. So sorry. But yes, it is now your turn, Oryx.
Did I see? What have I seen? Being behind Psyche and Daria. I mean, I guess we make it out of the building, but also I've been behind them.
Okay, so you saw Psyche step out and kind of slink to the side in the darkness, kind of blending in a little bit because it was a pretty decent stealth roll, and you kind of slip out behind Daria that has stepped out a couple of steps and then frozen in place in full view of these creatures that have all decided to stare and start moving forward.
But I didn't see any of the illusions. But did I notice that Daria was...
Are you looking at these creatures, or are you just looking at Psyche and Daria?
I'm looking... They are my main concern right now.
Okay.
So I know that Psyche is good at tracking. So as long as I'm behind Psyche, I'm in the right path. So I don't have to look forward.
Okay. So, I mean, you see these, you can kind of see out of the corner of your eye, these things coming closer or growing bigger in that kind of vision out of the corner of your eye, but you're locked on the two of them, not paying any attention. You can see that Daria is frozen in place. And if you go round to the front of her, you can see that kind of glazed look in her eye.
So, first, detect good and evil still on.
Yeah.
Do I detect anything, even if those creatures are super close to me?
Nope.
So it's none of those type of creatures. Fine. So...
How long does it last for?
10 minutes.
Okay. Is it concentration?
Concentration, yes.
Okay, cool.
So first, Oryx is gonna assert dominance because paladins.
On who? On what?
Everyone.
Okay.
So,
Fucking everyone.
so I'm gonna. What is my? What is that? Daunting Roar.
Okay.
So, every creature of my choice, so everyone but my comrades, in 10 feet radius. Could you please make me a wisdom saving throw 15?
Okay.
If it fail, they will be scared of me, so they cannot get closer to me.
What was your DC again?
15 wisdom, please.
Okay.
Nice.
I rolled a 16 on the dice.
So I guess it's gonna be for all of them.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. So Oris, I guess it will work to tell the others that I cannot see. Here we are, but also the daunting roar. So Oris just roars from the.
Oh, you can see Tomek because Tomek is tall enough that his head
now
is
I can see Oryx because I now know where they are because he literally roared. So I'm like, it's Tomek over there. Oh wait, no, I'm Tomek. It's Oryx.
And next one is I see that doesn't work. So because I realize, oh holy shit! You can still do this. Just remember the scripture. Remember the rules, and I'm gonna try to get between. Well, pass by. So first of all, I pass by Daria, and when I'm between Psyche and Daria, I'm gonna put my paws on their shoulders, and I'm gonna cast Bless on the three of us.
Okay.
So you have a D4 for your attacks and your saving throws. And Oryx is like, I don't know what's going on, but we have each other, and as long as we have each other, we have a family, and as long as we have a family, we can go through this. And as a magical effect, a really, really tacky 90s blonde highlight appears on your hair. Now we share. And with the rest of my movement, I want to try to put myself in front of Psyche, just sort of being tanky for both of them.
Are you looking there?
No.
Okay.
Yes. I'm just gonna be like holding my shield. You got this. You got this.
100%. 100%. So we will head back to the top of the round with Amanita, who, do you fly up to sit on Tomek's shoulder?
I'm just going to make a wisdom check because she's very cross at these things. But also, Tomek is has generally given her quite good advice.
I'll say as well that because we've been traveling together for a while, I wouldn't imagine that it's uncommon for you to hide upon my shoulder and throw range stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
It might just be a nice little half cover place for you.
Yeah.
Here, between the nook of my neck and my shoulder blade.
So the one that was right in my face that got affected by my spores literally has disappeared.
Yeah.
Completely melted away.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna. Are there any super close? Any other super close?
So, no, I think that was the only close one. But the rest of them are probably 30 feet away.
Sure.
But they're all looking at you now.
Right. Okay. Just gonna hold on to the staff real hard and think about it, and then go. And then go at them all, and then fly over to Tomek and kind of nestle in the crook of his shoulder next to his neck, and just be like, "I wasn't frightened." And then I would like to, for my action, I'm going to cast Mold Earth in front of the closer to it, so. If Tomek is heading in a direction that looks like it's towards the others, if there's any sort of that might kind of cross our paths, I'm going to cast Mold Earth to lift the ground up a bit and just put a barrier in between them.
Okay. Lovely. Lovely. Can I ask, when you do that, are you kind of peeking out from behind Tomek's neck or on?
I mean, I have to be looking to see where I'm molding it.
Okay. Can you make me a perception check from up high?
Sure. 19.
Yeah. Okay. So you can see all of these glows about town. There seem to be arrayed everywhere up until that kind of point where I guess the edge of town was. That point where the sign was. Yeah. And when you kind of look back towards the center of town as you glance around, it seems like there's this big concentrated glow with kind of tendrils or something kind of coming out that if you follow one of them, as you're looking from this kind of big glow in the center out, it seems to, each one seems to connect to the tops of houses or go inside them.
Oh. I think they're doing something to the people in the houses. We should go and poke the thing in the middle.
All right, I'll start walking over to that then. So I'll change my direction to the center one rather than towards the group. And I'll shout over to the group, guys, we're going over there.
I think a couple of these tendrils stutter a little as you shout across town in the middle of the night. It's not the middle of the night, but in the dark. And but they stay strong.
Stay strong, tendrils. Stay strong.
Yes, sorry. They stay connected.
No, I love it.
Yes, and
even the nightmares need to have positive reinforcement,
Absolutely. Psych, it is your turn again. You have, it technically wasn't Tomek's turn, but I'm counting it as part of Amanita's free action talking. So you have heard the shout, and you can see Tomek.
And do I also see the tendrils as well, having
So you can't see it from here because the only reason that Amanita and Tomek might be able to see it is because they are now taller than these buildings aren't tall. I think 18 foot is is tall enough to see over single or single half story buildings maybe. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'll communicate to the two of them with it's gotta be something important. So we'll head to the center town, I guess. Do I notice how Daria?
So yes, right as you turn back to look at them, you do see that Daria has is frozen in place with that kind of glazed look over her eyes.
Hey, Daria, are you good? Hello? Any response whatsoever?
No.
Boy. Would I make the assumption that this is okay, this is what would have happened to me if I had not resisted?
I think so.
This is why we play spellcasters in weird magic-y games. You have better options here. I would like to... Could I do some sort of medicine check to help sort of bring her back? Okay, sure.
Maybe you did. Well, actually, no. Tell me how you do this.
So I want to go for a sort of talk down sort of moment. If this is a sort of paralyzed with fear sort of moment, hey, Daria, I don't know if you can hear me, but deep breaths in, hold, breaths out. You're currently in the middle of town. We were just at a tavern, and just calming voice to try to help ground her.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
You should have airplaned it, just shaking her, like, oh, doctor, just shaking her. Slapped her around.
No, bad of it.
You're the one with the doctorate, not me, so.
Yeah, fair enough, yeah. Get a hold of yourself.
That was an 8 total.
Oh, okay. Cool. I mean, technically it is Tomic's turn now, so.
What a kind way to say nothing. Nothing happens. It's technically Tomic's turn now because nothing happens.
Sorry.
I'm gonna move towards this point in which Amanita's explained to head to. What's the build? How far is the building?
So it's not a building. It like if you can kind of, I'm assuming you're now looking at it. You can kind of see the faint outlines of a fountain behind it. You think it's just kind of in the central square.
Okay.
It's probably about 50 feet, but like I would say you're not really in combat anymore.
Great. I'll just use my action.
They
to...
are.
Yeah, well, yeah, fairs. I'll just use my action to dash, I guess. If there's nothing in the, is there going to be creatures in the way? Are there these weird dream things like in the way?
They are in the way, but as with your when you tried to put you kind of passed through them.
Okay, fine. I'll just use my action to dash then. I'll just like straight up start jumping over buildings and be like,
Okay.
all right, let's go.
I'm not sure. Okay. I'm hesitant to ask you to make me a strength roll to jump over build. Like I feel like that could go horribly wrong for these. I mean, sure. Let's do that then. How much more damage are you going to do to this town?
Hey, you know, if they didn't want any damage doing to this town, they should have lied to me at the bar.
Right?
Okay, with advantage, that is what we do in athletics.
Yes, yeah.
Well, that's a 25.
Okay. These leaps are surprisingly graceful. They are like tall. You clear these buildings with like a nice bound. So you're right there when we go
Grace
back
of a
to
ballet dancer.
Absolutely. And we're right there as we go back to Daria.
Could I just ask if there is anything in particular? Because I can use an action surge if there's anything important.
Yeah. So I mean, there is something in the square that is it feels like it is. When you try and look at it look at it properly, it doesn't quite sit properly in your brain. It's almost as if it's this creature that changes shape and morphs, and you see a glimpse of perhaps people that you have met in the past, the faces of your party, the faces of people you've met in town, the faces of the creatures that are around you, the different objects that you've also seen in town. It just keeps changing, and from that kind of changing blob in the center, those tendrils are coming out and connecting to.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna hang fire. I'm not gonna rush this situation. I think just an audible ew.
But you're huge. Ew.
Yeah, yes, echoes out. Boom. Grace of a dancer. Ew.
Lovely. We're gonna go over to Daria. Who can you make a save for me?
Intelligence save again?
Yes. I would have given you advantage, but I don't think you hear Sykes' words coming as you are locked on.
And a D4 for bless.
Yes. Yeah.
It's a straight 17. It's 17 even before I get to the.
Oh, okay. Fantastic.
So, yeah.
Sorry. What did you want to?
I was just going to say probably just my ring of protection, my wedding ring, just feels warm on my hand, and just kind of, this doesn't feel right, and it just pulls me out of it.
Yeah, and so your wife's face kind of disappears, and that kitchen that you know so well, even though you're not in it that often, like also fades. And you kind of snap out of it, holding your ring, like clutching your ring as it warms on your finger. And you see Psyche in front of you, like I'm close, like trying to talk to you.
And this is a breathing method I learned from my mother. I know the last one didn't work, but like, let's see what we've got.
I got it.
You're back.
It really messes with your brain. I thought I saw my darling telling me that it was over. Which, not good. And not real. Yes.
I'm really, really glad that I remembered these breathing techniques. Otherwise, we would have been in really hot water there.
Absolutely helped.
So Tomek and Amanita have gone to the center of town. I think we should probably go and convene with them over there.
Oh, yes. I am going to either interrogate something very politely or kick its butt.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You're all out of combat now. Unless Oryx wants to take a little look-see. No.
I feel like you want me to.
No, you absolutely don't have to.
So I guess Oryx is holding his shield, and he notices that Darius come back, and I heard Psyche saying that we should move on. So it's like, okay, people just stay behind me and wait for the best. And Oryx will just try to hear the breathing, the deep breathing and loud breathing of Tomek to direct himself through this.
What is this? It's fucking disgusting.
I think you hear all of this sound, and that kind of directs you. And as you move towards it, you kind of see all these shapes like going past out the corner of your eye, but you don't ever fully look at anything. The Psyche and Daria, I don't know if you're looking, but you can you see these shapes that change shape, that are, some of them are good, some of them are not great, kind of horrific, almost eldritch-like creatures, but they don't seem to connect with anything for you in your head anymore. And you will join Tomek and Amanita in this square, arrayed around this massive globe in front of the fountain.
You'll probably hear Amanita, who is just like, yes, we're out of combat, but she's still there, like holding the staff ready, and is just like, if any one of you even thinks of reaching out towards him, I will beat you within an inch of your lives. I'm ready. I'll do it.
Hey,
I think
we're here.
Yeah.
Hey.
Hey, this space pool has like weird faces in it and like tentacles and things. Shall I punch it? Should I just smash it to pieces? Like, that makes sense, doesn't it? Like, it's not going to make weird things.
Maybe you should ask if they know who's the perfect partner for you.
Hey! And I'll look down at the fountain. And we're like, do you have any sort of conscious sentience?
I think it doesn't stop changing, but it remains kind of not necessarily humanoid, but it remains like a creature that has a mouth. But you hear in your head, do you dream it?
Do I dream? Yeah, but Like, that's not an answer to the question that I've asked you.
I can, and it's almost as if they're indicating around, I can make your dreams real. Or here.
All right. So you are of like sound body and mind. You understand what you're doing, don't you?
Yes. Yes.
Oh, great. Guys, I've got good news. The weird pond can be reasonably.
Oh, that's awesome news. Okay, let's...
Do you have a name, pond?
Let's get this wrapped, yeah.
I have none. And many.
What's one of
me,
the many?
that's annoying.
Sorry, this is just in Tomic's head. If any of you want to directly address.
Is this just in Tomic's head?
Yeah,
oh,
Right, okay.
But if any of you are like, I don't get what and want to address it, it will expand to also be in your heads. Having the same conversation with you.
Does Tomac look like he's talking to? Like, is Tomac talking
I think
out
Tomac
loud?
is talking. Yeah, you're hearing that side of the conversation.
Okay,
100%. 100%.
Is it talking to you?
It's in my brain.
Ask it why it made all the magic go away.
Okay. Ponder of name, but many. Have you? Do you? So you made dreams come true and stuff. I'm pretty sure my friend here doesn't like magic going. So did you do that as well? Is that something that you might have done?
Do you belong here? Are you supposed to be? Why aren't you sleeping?
Because we figured that this was pretty weird that everyone was going to sleep like this. Is there some sort of like tit for tat kind of thing going on in this town? Like you rub their back, they scrub yours kind of thing?
Yes, a deal.
All right, amazing. What's the deal?
Well, when I arrived, this town wasn't very happy. And now I've fixed it.
Okay, but what do you get out of it?
Will kind of those tendrils will kind of fluctuate a little bit as if to kind of show you around. Yeah, sorry, Derek.
Oh no, just Zoe's got a question. Just going. Did you ask them if they wanted things fixed before you started doing things?
Yeah. Yes.
And they verbally, contractually agreed, yes. Every single one of them, including the children.
Yes.
And you have proof of
perhaps I didn't speak directly to the children. However, I was told it was explained to them, and they said yes.
Because we got here and everyone seems pretty terrified and keen at night. Maybe they just don't want to explain it. But you kind of got in my head, and I'm really mad at you.
Yeah, me too. Of course. Although I do understand.
You should have been inside.
Well, no one explained why.
Oh.
I appreciate the art of making an excellent deal in your favor. Absolutely, well done. But we didn't make any sort of
Tomac
deal.
looks down.
They aren't that much of a fan of outsiders.
Why not? We're great.
Do you see the older parts of town?
Yeah.
Outsiders. And it kind of indicates to, like, it's taken on a human form and kind of indicates, like, the rest of the town. did that to this.
But they fixed it. Is that because of you? Did you help them fix it?
Well, I feed off their dreams and nightmares, and they have good dreams, and I take the nightmares, and when outsiders see the nightmares, they go away.
Yeah, apart from the fact that I'm not scared of anything. So I didn't go away. That's what happened. That's exactly what happened, guys. Guys, there is no monsters. It's all just an illusion.
Yeah, but if there were, we could have taken them. So
It just also logistical difficulties down the road if no one new is coming in, or you can't have overnight trade even. That's problems within a town if you can't have people. Not everyone outside is bad.
To be fair, it'd probably be a very good attraction. Come to the town of beautiful sleep where you only have good sleep.
Yeah.
People would fucking love that. Just don't arrive at night. It's fucking scary.
How many more nightmares could you get to eat if you had outsiders who weren't bad come along? Lots.
Well, I guess I do taste new nightmares occasionally, but no one comes in at night anymore.
What did my nightmares taste like?
My breasts.
Oh, that makes sense.
So, the people have chosen collectively not to really introduce newcomers into the area because they don't want anyone getting too scared of what's going on and kicking off a fuss and things like that. So you're kind of kept on the down low, and the people are really cagey about it. Is that pretty much the situation?
It's almost as if this thing kind of plucks something along a tendril which seems to swell and kind of appear, and they inspect it and go, I think they think if you knew, then the outsiders that were bad before wouldn't be scared away.
Right. Okay. So it's like a defense mechanism. All right. Well, that's fine. I get it. I'm a bit annoyed at that bartender, though, because they did just flat out lie to me.
We never got your food.
But I am hungry, so should we go back and get some food?
I, for one, pretty tired. This town seems like it's got a pretty sweet deal going. I do want to eat more food. It would be really nice to just chill.
I think at this point I'll have slowly shrunk down because it's been at least a minute.
So just a minute for that size.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe give people dreams of at least being slightly more explicit, because the problem is that, outsiders come in, everyone's cagey. That makes the outsiders more concerned. They stay up all night trying to work out what's going on, a la us. And then people who might be actual bad guys might do actual hurty things.
Oh, yeah.
Just having a conversation.
I was ready to
My
kill
sister
you.
would have murdered everyone.
I was going to kick your butts. You made me think bad things.
I cannot protect them whilst they are awake, but they don't need me then.
No, I'm just saying there should be a bit more honesty, and I think Darius is saying that. I don't want to put words in your mouth, Darius, but I feel like Darius is saying the same thing. Just a bit more honesty around, everyone. Like I said, if this was my sister, she'd have killed you all.
Are you sure?
Oh, she's grumpy. She's real grumpy. She just doesn't like people messing with things. If you move a rock pile, she'll get very, very fucked off with you.
an actual biological sister, or are you referring to me in a sort of colloquial sister term?
No, I'm talking about my older sister, Brianna.
Okay, I was confused because I also do like having rock piles.
Well, her name's Stonecarver because she liked making them so much. Obviously, I've got my name, Bone Grinder, from all the fucking.
Yes.
Yes,
you do.
You hear specifically just in Tomac's head, so you hear like the words, "May I?"
May you what?
See.
Oh, my sister.
That's who you're talking about.
Look, I don't really like getting intimate without getting to know someone first. So, like, you know, if maybe tomorrow I can sit on it and then I'll come back tomorrow, have a chat with you, see how it goes, you know what I mean? But like, I just don't want to go there, you know what I mean? Inside my head is a lot of things, and if you can see all that, then you know, the game's over, you know what I mean?
Right. So, when you
Stay out of my fucking head.
Yes. I will. I won't give you good dreams. And it will turn to all of the rest of you and ask the same question, as in, may I eat your nightmares, essentially. I mean, it's such a great pickup line, obviously. May I eat your nightmares?
Bad dream stays pretty good. May I? I, for one, I appreciate the offer, but I don't think I'd be who I am without both the good and the bad.
Fuck, that's deep.
Thanks, I was thinking about it while you were speaking.
Yeah, I think at that point we just have to end this session. Like, that's the last...
Fuck me. Okay. Psych, that was absolutely... I get your name now, because you're always psyching people out with the thoughts coming out of you. Like, I'm called Bone Grinder because of all the fucking, but you must be called Psych because of all the psyching out you do.
I don't talk about it much, but I was a soldier at one point, and like, you know, yeah, develop friendships in really hard times, and it's like, oh, am I really friends with you because like I like you, or because of the terrible stuff we went through together? You really like start thinking about this sort of stuff.
No way. We should talk more.
I think so, you know?
As this conversation is happening and they've both said no, what about you, Amanita?
Yes, definitely. Yeah, I think she would.
Yes, you can eat my nightmares, but can we make it more of a, is there any way it's more of a two-way thing? Can you help me see someone else's dreams? If you're like eating my nightmares at the same time as you're letting someone else having a good dream?
I thought you were concerned about their consent.
I mean, I suppose. But if Tomac doesn't know, if Tomac can't hear this conversation, then he can't tell me that it's wrong.
Tomac has said no.
Well, let's not look at his dreams then.
What does Daria say?
I mean, here's the thing. There are some nightmares I'd be happy for you to have, but there are some that keep me sensible. I can be prone to megalomania and extravagance. I am very aware. Nightmare of what, of my loved ones felt about it, that keeps me sensible. I'd rather have those and then feel bad about them and then do good and have good dreams.
This is true. Your nightmare tasted of loneliness and longing.
I think nightmares tell you what you shouldn't be doing or what you're most scared of, and then in the day you can try and avoid that. You become stagnant otherwise.
Interesting.
And also, I'm mad at you.
I was only doing what I was asked.
Well, I didn't ask you beforehand, so retroactive consent is no.
There's a kind of considering nod, almost, on this kind of nose shape, and there's a kind of look over at Oryx, who is still kind of hiding behind the shield, or is... Yeah.
It's a hard pass, but thank you for your offer.
Of course. Though, I recognize, well, not you, but people that look like you.
They can take their own choices.
No matter. And I'm assuming, well, I don't know, do you still want to stay in town after that? Are you going to go back to the inn, finish your dinner, and go to bed?
We paid for rooms.
Yeah.
True, very true. You did. So you head back to the inn through a...
Is that bartender still up?
Oh, no.
Are they
No,
asleep?
everyone else is asleep. Everyone else is asleep, and you're heading back through this slightly older town than when you came in. The leave things worse than when you found them, with your mold earth creating ridges in the road. And
Let's defend ourselves.
True, very true.
Probably would have left a whole bunch of mushrooms druid crafted on the bar top as well.
Mm-hmm.
A healing word myself on the way back, because I am actually very hurt.
Oh, wow.
I cannot take any kind of pain.
I'm going to cure wounds too as well. That's fine.
Same.
Yeah. So as you make your way back to the town and finish your food, and possibly in a slightly more somber mood or cheerful, I don't know.
Exactly the same.
Okay.
Unfazed, completely unfazed. If anything, I want to stay the night just so I can speak to that bartender tomorrow. Just going to give him a piece of my mind. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's something
I think
seriously.
you've already done that. But
No, but now they need to know that I know they were lying.
Maybe you do. But we're going to head out of the inn with you possibly having finished your food, now heading up to sleep, and drawing away from that inn and the town that has all of those kind of amorphous blobs that are shapes, aren't shapes. You can't quite tell if you're not in it in the moment. And that many tendrilled creature at the center of the fountain, and further out and back into the forest. And that's where we'll leave it.
Yay!
Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I hope that you have enjoyed this mystical nightmare daydream that was tonight's show. Not daydream, night dream. Dream. If you enjoyed tonight, we play every Monday, Tuesday, Monday and Tuesday from 6 p.m. GMT, which is 10 a.m. Pacific time. You can also join us on Friday, again from 6 p.m. GMT and 10 a.m. Pacific time for Talk Together, our chat show where we interview our players, DMs, and other TTRPG industry voices. And all of our shows are streamed at twitch.tv rolltogetherrpg, and you can find all of our content archived at youtube.com/rolltogetherrpg. There are also podcast versions of all of our shows available everywhere. Search for Roll Together RPG. A massive and warm thanks to our D20 Club on Patreon. There'll be a link in chat right now, so do join them, because every penny helps us make all the content that we do. And a big, also heartfelt thanks again to our sponsors and supporters. And don't forget, we're all over social media as Roll Together RPG. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you
for a great session. Oh, and you, that guy watching.
You.
Yes.
I forgot about you.
Glorious audience, you have been so fantastic.
Okay.